All right, we are live. How's everybody? I hope you all having a fantastic Sunday. Thank you for stopping by tonight or today to chat with me in this live video Sunday, and try to do it. You know, the plan is always to do it at least on a Saturday, between Friday and Saturday. However, because of a couple events that happened yesterday with the family, so I couldn't do it, so I have to plan it for Sunday. And I'm not sure if next week is going to be the same thing. Perhaps we're going to do the same thing. Of course, it's going to be Easter Sunday, and I'm going to be away. Maybe I'll get back for Easter Sunday, but we don't know yet when we're coming back. But I'm not sure if I'm going to make the video. I'm going to try, of course. But in any case, I want to say welcome everyone for those who are watching this right now. Thank you for taking the opportunity, the time. Let me make sure that everything is working as intended. It appears in one screen here. But I need to know. So just bear with me. Well, everything, the ads are there, so that's good. All right, so the sound is fine, but let me kind of just the mic a little bit closer so you can listen to me tonight. But I want to say thank you very much for taking time again. Finally, I was able to bring all my stuff. I'm still working on some stuff, trying to accommodate in this space. But just to give you an idea, everyone, what's happening here, I have already all my books, and I brought a lot of my statues. Maybe I can use the camera for reference. There, I have Batman finally out of the box, and a lot of things there, of course, on display back there. There's some lighting and stuff. I still gotta put more lighting there. I gotta get all this stuff. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. And on this side of the room, I put those. I still got other collectibles that they're still in the box, so they're gonna remain there for now until I discover another way. I think I'm gonna put another display somewhere in the house. I have other spaces where I want to have some displays. And you know, action figures, I don't know what I'm going to do. So this is what I'm working with right now, trying to figure things out, trying to get some furniture that accommodate things and all that stuff. And that takes time, of course, with the schedule and everything. But at least I have something here now. I'm glad. I still, a couple things in the room I want to do. I don't know what to do with that wall right there, empty wall between spaces. I don't want to cram everything. I want to just have a little more freedom also for movement, because this is the space that I'm going to use also to film my videos and my reviews. So I got to figure a couple of things out. So that's where we're working on. But I want to say to all of you, thank you very much for being here. Let me actually type it. Oh, hold on. Let me type something there. For stopping by. So there's a couple of things, and let's see. Everyone welcome. All right, so we did that. Okay, so everyone's welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. We have a couple of things to talk about this week. Of course, a lot of things in the collectibles world, a lot of good news. A lot of bad news, and a lot of in between. So in this video, I want to cover the good news. I want to cover, of course, the good things, also some of the bad things, and some of the stuff that is the things that was still kind of waiting and anticipating for things to unravel. And I want to cover some of those things. Of course, some of the biggest message this week has been in reference to tariffs. You know, of course, some big major players, or at least distributors, have discussed it. Some companies are discussing it, and they have mentioned some of the things. Projects have been canceled. Companies are really holding back, and there's some information that has been coming out. A lot of everything, all production in China has been put on hold for the time being. A lot of companies, all the companies have put things on hold. So we don't know. There's a lot of unknowns. So I want to discuss it, of course. We're not taking. I try to stay away from politics here, but at the same time, you know, the politics are really touching and affecting everything we do. So we're going to cover some of that. Also want to talk about the Transformers Compendium Kickstarter that just went live, and people are super excited. I am excited for it too. And it did well. It's already funded. It's just gaining steam, getting all those tiers and the reveals and all that stuff. But definitely that is a go, and we're gonna look at it today. Also, I want to talk about something about that I did not get the chance to talk about from Tamashii Nations. I think I did. I wanted to talk about, for some reason I didn't. I'm not sure if I did or not. Sometimes you forget things. But I'm gonna talk if I didn't or if I did. I'm gonna cover it again because it's kind of cool. From Tamashii Nations. If you're a Speed Racer fan, they have a model that looks cool. I think came out some time ago, but we're gonna look at it today. We're gonna look, of course, in the action figure world. I want to talk about Boss Fight Studio. If you're a fan of this company, they have a Red Sonja Steampunk version. Very cool. The new Red Sonja figure came out for the one that was put on pre-order last year. Finally came out. People are super happy with it. A lot of people excited, so we're gonna look at it at this new version. We're gonna look at Marvel Legends, the Maximum Hulk, finally on pre-order this week. A lot of people have mixed emotions about this one. There's some good things about it. There's some not so good things about it, and we're gonna talk about it. If you're a Marvel Legends fan, we're gonna look at it today. We're gonna talk about Hot Toys, of course. They have Cassian, Andor, and K2SO. They finally on pre-order. We're gonna look at this stuff. Andor is coming on. The show is coming sometime on the 23rd or the 22nd of this month. That's when it goes live. The show. I'm looking forward to it. On the statue war, we're going to look at Iron Studios, the pre-orders that were announced for this week. We're going to look at Dark Horse Direct. We're going to look at MegaHouse. We're going to talk about Pickstar Studio. We're going to talk about Cartoon Kingdom. We're going to look at Sideshow Collectibles. We're going to look at in Future Gadget Corporation. This is a company. I think they're based in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to look at this company. They're doing some cool stuff. We're gonna talk about Prime1 Studio. There is some good news from Prime1. There's some pre-orders, but also some bad news for some collectors, particularly you're fans of the boys. There's some cancellations there. We're gonna look at them today. And finally at the end of the video, I want to talk about Legendary Beast Studios. The Joker with the Harley Quinn finally went on pre-order and sold out quick, and people are excited for that one. So we're gonna look at it today. So yeah, we have a really packed event tonight, and hopefully we can cover all of this. And if you have any questions, please don't forget to leave a like, first and foremost. Leave a comment, let me know you're watching. You have any questions, please leave your questions. You have any comments in reference to the stuff that we're covering, you're more than welcome to share those comments. I like to respond to them. And let me know that you're watching, where you're watching from. And also tell me in the comments how you feel about tariffs and all that kind. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. And don't forget, you can follow me on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram. I consider supporting the channel. You can do it through Patreon. The link is here on the screen, but also in the description. And also, you can do it through the super chat. Anything that you can do to help this channel really helps me to continue the message. I continue pushing this stuff and really sharing with everyone what we're doing. So thank you for your support. All right, so let's get into it. And without any preambles, let's start first with the bad news. Let's cover bad news, because that's what in reality what really is holding us back. Or at least, so we can move into the good news. We don't want to be depressed by the end of the video. So we're coming here. Let me really look into this stuff here. And we're going to go to Big Bad Toy Store, because they did announce something. I'm not sure if the announcement is here. We're going to look at it. If not, we're going to go someplace else. But it was a big announcement. Of course, I always use for reference Big Bad Toy Store as a company. They always do amazing stuff. There's a couple stuff here that come out. I'm not gonna cover it today, but we'll cover it when the time comes. But some of the stuff here we are going to cover, I don't see it here. So we're going to go to let me go to Facebook. And this was an announcement that also was done. I think, on social media. So we're gonna look at it today. This was a big announcement. There was a lot of conversations, a lot of discussions in reference for it. Let me see if we can find it. Some of this stuff, of course, I thought they had it. Ultimately, if not, I'm gonna have to go look at my emails, perhaps. But some of this stuff here, of course, a lot of this stuff here they doing, but it's in reference, of course, to. I think that was an announcement in the email. But oh wow, I don't think so. Okay. All right, Big Bad Toys Store Tariffs. I think I misspelled tariffs here. I'm sure I did. Maybe we can see it. All right. Yeah, that's what's come out. I think we got the email. That's why we got it. All right, let me actually go into someplace else instead of this. A toy store. All right, so we're gonna use Bleeding Cool. I hate Bleeding Cool because of this stuff. All right, there, Marvelous News. Let's use Marvelous News. I prefer them. That was like 4 days ago. Big announcement, of course. Here we're gonna look. This is the founder and creator. So I'm gonna read it for those who are unfamiliar with what was happening here. All right, so all right, our sponsor. I'm planning to share with you, and this is the owner, the founder and owner of this company. It says right here, I'd rather to share with you how we are working to handle the rapidly escalating tariff situation. I want to be transparent and honest with you about the impacts of these tariffs. This is a complex situation, so I apologize up front for the length of my note, but I feel it is important to be as clear as possible in this difficult time. Tariffs, what just happened? For 25 years, we have operated as a family-owned business under a 0% tariff rate. Oh my God. Hey, when this happened. Ow. Hey, when we're doing this and all of a sudden something goes out. Hey, when do you get bombarded with this type of stuff? Let me go back. All right, so, oh man, that's gonna be hard to read. Let me find another one. I hate when we find these situations. Okay. Hey, we can read it here. It's an article summary. Man, I hate when they do this. I wish there was a way. Let's see if we can get it. Man, I wish Big Bad Toy had more of announcements news here somewhere. Oh, their blog right there. It should be there. None of that stuff. Man, come on, man. I'm trying to find a good page that doesn't do weird stuff. All right, so I'm gonna read this one. This is somebody shared, and this is the email we all have. If you have an account with Big Bad Toy Store, if you have purchased from them, you got this message. So we read the first part. Complex situation, so I apologize up front for the length of my note, but I feel it's important to be as clear as possible in this difficult time. Tariffs, what just happened? For 25 years, we have operated as a family-owned business under a 0% tariff rate. It means that they don't pay tariffs. Several months ago, a 10% tariff was enacted for goods made in China. Okay. What did I do? Jesus. I didn't want that. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, jeez. Okay, so for 35 years, we have operated as a family-owned business under a 0% tariff rate. Several months ago, a 10% tariff was enacted for goods made in China. It was then doubled to 20%. In April, a 34% tariff was added to the total, bringing us to 54%. Last night, another 50% was added, and today, April 9, an additional 21% was added, bringing us to 125% total tariffs on Chinese goods. Vietnam was to be subject to a 46% tariff, but it appears that this has been reduced to 10% for the next 90 days. These two countries manufacture 90% of the goods that we sell. What is the impact? This, unfortunately, is going to result in retail price increases on products impacted by the tariffs, including new and open pre-orders. We are working hard to minimize these increases through discussion with our vendors, deploying the most efficient importing processes, and ultimately sharing directly in the financial pain. I'm heartbroken to have to do this, and I hate the situation. It is ridiculous, poorly thought out, poorly implemented, cruel, and punishing to everyone involved in affected countries and every level of the industry. Tariffs. Tariffs are a tax. Just who pays the tariffs? That's important to know. Tariffs are a tax on the US consumer. Foreign governments do not pay this tariffs, which is true. Whoever tells you otherwise is lying. The US-based companies who import these goods are directly responsible for paying these tariffs. And ultimately, the US-based consumer pays for them through higher product prices. It means if you are buying a product that is manufactured in China, because all that tariff is added to the cost of what you're paying, then of course you're going to pass that to the consumer, because that's the smartest thing to do, because that is what business do. You are in the business not to give away money, you're in the business to make money. That's just bottom line. And ultimately, the US-based consumer pays for them through higher product prices. We are devastated that it has come to this, and we will continue to work hard to minimize the impact to you. When and how will prices change? In the past month, we have raised prices in a manner that was inclusive of expected tariffs, while also honoring previously pre-ordered prices, which they have done. I've been buying from Big Bad Toy Store for many years, and you can see there's been an increase, a small increase. You know, you're talking about like $1, $2, $3, whatever. You increasing depending on how much the price of the product is. And of course, products that used to cost you $100 now they're $120. You know, because all of that is passed on, and so they have raised those prices. You know, that is just the reality of it, in a manner that was inclusive of expected tariffs, while also honoring previous pre-order prices. It means that you already pre-ordered something, you already locked in that pre-order price, then you were fine. That's what they were doing. They're not going to do it as on the newest pre-orders. When you go there and you pre-order something newer, then of course the increase is reflected there. Unfortunately, the dramatic increases in tariffs levels has now made this approach impossible. You know, they were trying to honor it. That is getting to the place if something was supposed to cost this amount, and now you have a tariff of 120%, and it's going to double the price. Of course, you cannot just it's not sustainable to trying to honor the price. They're gonna have to kick it. They're gonna have to increase it, particularly for those pre-orders. To minimize confusion during this rapidly changing situation, we will be changing newly affected pre-orders product listings to reflect our normal non-tariff based price. We will also add a notice indicating that a tariff surcharge will be added at the time of the product's arrival. We will inform you of the full amount before your payment method is charged, which I think is the right thing to do. You're not going to be hit with a totally double the price. They're going to let you know. They're going to send you a message, because of the tariffs at that moment, if they are still active, then you're going to have to pay this amount. It's your choice. You can cancel, or we will simply charge your card. This is, we'll also add a notice indicating that tariff surcharge will be added to the time of the product's arrival. We will inform you the full amount before your payment method is charged. You will also be able to cancel your pre-order at that time if the surcharge amount is something you do not wish to pay. Or our customer service team, as always, we will be ready to help with any issue that arises from the situation, and we will be flexible given the circumstances of today. And let's see if there's anything else. So I'll put this up front and the length of my note. Okay. Man, I don't know how it is. Okay, so it went back to the same thing. So, unfortunately, maybe you can read it here somewhere. I don't see it there. I don't want chilies, and I don't want none of this trash. Okay. Here, I don't see the letter. They just talk about it, which is sucks. Hey, when they tell you they're gonna talk about something. And of course, this is from DC Collectors. All right, let's see. Man, I just want to read it. Let me see if we can go back to. Yeah, that's sucky. Man. Hopefully marvelous news here. Okay. And in the past, we had raised prices in a manner, of course, you see that. Finally, absolutely hate increasing prices to you. Okay. No. Okay, so this is the part. Let me close these windows because if not, you're going to get all type of ads. All right. We're working as fast as we can to make these changes clear on our site, but it will take us time. We have over 10,000 items listed for pre-order currently, and it's going to take us time to work through how each vendor will respond to their specific tariff situation. Our supply chain is complex, and we have hundreds of vendors. The timing on when a particular tariff is applied will depend on a variety of factors, including import shipping dates and any new rules set by the government. Finally, I absolutely hate increasing prices to you, but the tariff situation is beyond our control. If tariffs are reduced or removed, we will reduce or remove the tariff surcharges on orders accordingly. My pledge to you is that we will be fair and we will share the pain of this. I assure you, we are already feeling significant economic and business disruption pain from these tariffs. We will continue to work hard to serve you with the quality and customer service level you expect as we navigate through this difficult time. I want to thank you deeply for all the trust and loyalty that you have placed in BBTS with your collecting passion. Whether you have recently joined our family or have been with us for years, we truly value our relationship with you and we'll do our best to continue to earn your trust every day. Sincerely, Joel Boblet, founder and president of Cobra. This is a very straight to the point. It is a good message. I appreciate the honesty that he has. He's very clear about it. He's explaining it. Of course, you're going to have, different opinions. So a lot of people, and this is something that I notice, and it has to do a lot with how well versed you are with the way international trade works. I know a lot of people, I'm a member of multiple groups, and many groups have discussed this in, like every company. I have a lot work in, I deal with a lot of companies. I've seen these conversations with many companies. Every company is telling you the same thing. The ones that are more open. Some people are open to express, some people are not. But even behind closed doors, a lot of companies are feeling the heat. This is going to affect business as it is. A lot of people think that manufacturing is a simple process. They think that, oh yeah, we can simply shut down and companies can reopen and create factories here in the US and then they can manufacture. It is possible, but I gotta be honest with you, it's not going to happen overnight. No matter how much somebody promised you that this is going to happen, that is just a blow in the wind. It's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to see Hasbro, you're not going to see Mattel bringing those factories here. First of all, because it's not financially feasible. It's not for them. You have to be here in this country. You have to pay the same wages that there's no comparison here between the wages are paid in China and the wages are paid in other countries like Vietnam. As he mentions here, 90% of the products they sell in Big Bad Toy Store are manufactured directly from China. Most of the companies that we deal here are producing the stuff in China. Barely any stuff is produced in-house in the United States. Barely a few items, and there's just very small production companies. Why? Because it's the way it is. It's been for years. Whether we accept it or not, whether we like it or not, those jobs went away many years ago. That was a process that started from this in the 70s and the 80s, the 90s, until now the 2000s has gone away. You're not going to see Americans working in sweatshops. You're not going to see Americans going to work in these manufacturing places for pennies on the dollar. They're not going to do it. We are not going to do it. So it is surreal to think that, we bring him back. We already getting shipped, we already get all this shipment, of course, but we getting cheap goods. We getting cheap goods. in comparison. When I've been doing business with a lot of people. I've been selling collectibles myself for years, and believe me, the people in Asia and other parts of the world, they were buying stuff from us. They were paying double what we were paying all the time. In America, we had it all good, and even though we complain about pricing, we still have it good in comparison to other places. Of course, people don't see the big picture. Why? Because ignorance, because they didn't finish high school or barely finished high school. Or some people, they just went to, whatever. They just have no understanding of simple math, simple, standards of industries. They don't understand the reality. They just don't. That's the reason why they vote for who they vote. They vote because they are just simple sheep that they are just bring to that. And I'm sorry if I'm going to hurt some feelings today. And to be honest with you, so be it. It's the reality of it. So many people are sheep, so many people believe whatever is come to them, whatever is told to them, they accept it as a fact, even though there's no actual data to back that information. Of course, this is the thing right now. Of course, who is the president of the United States right now? Of course, he's just acting the way he promised he would do. He's doing those things, and he's acting up in a way that not the people like this Big Bad Toy Store, the owner and his family, and the people have run this business for years. These are American businesses, people who are selling products to the market that is demanding it. They're expecting this product. They're selling this product. America has become a service provider. We provide service. We provide service internationally. We buy products from other parts of the world. We sell them to other parts of the world. We have done it for years. The way we do business. When I work in when the sales of products, a lot of manufacturing, I used to work in the fine stone industry where we were selling anything that was done for kitchens, like when you're talking about countertops, all that stuff. I work for that. All that products, vast majority came from outside of the United States. There's barely any, stone masonry that is done in the United States. So all that stuff was brought from, precious stones were brought from, a lot of them came from China. A lot of stuff came from Asia. A lot of stuff came from Brazil. The company that I work for is actually owned by a Brazilian. It was a Brazilian company established in the United States. They have their headquarters in Austin, Texas. But most of the stuff was international trade. We bought stuff from Italy, from Europe, all that stuff because of the demand. And believe me, it was a lot cheaper for us to do it somewhere outside the United States. Granted, you can still do in the United States, but a lot of the Italian marble has to come from Italy or has to come from those places. A lot of the stuff, you can find something like quartzite, all that stuff, of course, is coming. A lot of stuff from Asia, from China. All that stuff that we used to sell, believe me, the price that we sold it here versus how much we got it from, the cost of the cost of shipping, and the most expensive part of the process was always the shipping cost. And of course, there's a lot of things that are in between that people do not see, but we bring the product just to make some margins in order to make some money. And yes, the companies make money, but it's more on the value of things rather than just, we're just killing it, just selling you something and making a killer out of the profits out of that. And these companies operate the same way. Companies that they sell this type of products, that they export and they import, these companies understand the value. It's, they understand the reality of it. It's volume. It's the volume of what they sell. How much they sell, and they're not making a killer. They're making enough profit to be sustainable, to stay in business. So these are American people. These are Americans who are losing the opportunity and losing jobs and businesses because the rich, who are controlling reality of the market and telling you that they're doing it for the people, they are just killing the economy, killing the dollar so they can buy stock for cheap, as we have seen this week, between their buddies and friends, and they can become more millionaire when, they raise, they say, oh, we just removed the tariffs for 90 days. It's just a game they're playing, unfortunately. It's the game they're playing, to affect us all, so they can make more money. But the average person, and the middle class, the low middle class, the low class, the vast majority of Americans suffer the consequences of this play and game, this bully tactic. That we don't like it the way it is. We complain that people taking advantage of us. I heard that also. I'm telling you, I've been hearing all that kind of stuff in social groups with people who are defending this government. They're like, oh, why are you doing this? They were taking advantage of us. Now we're taking, we're just taking our stuff back. That is a bunch of bull. I'm sorry, it's a bunch of bull. They weren't taking advantage of us. We were benefiting from their labor. We have benefited from time. Yes, the factories can come. It's going to take years, decades, until we can be up to speed with the stuff that is produced somewhere else. But when it get to that point, it's not going to be an action figure that it costs you $25 right now. It's not going to be $25. You're going to pay $100 for that action figure, and you're going to whine and complain about it. A statue that is costing you right now $500 and you're complaining about it, well, it's going to be $1,000. It's going to double up. You know, if we continue in this path, it's going to come to a place that nobody's going to be able to afford none of these things. And the reality is that China can simply move away from the U.S. economy and trying to sell to Europe. There's a lot of companies already doing the labor. There's a lot. When you look at all the collectible companies, the vast majority of them are based somewhere else, not in the U.S. When we're talking about high-end collectibles, for example, statues, you know, companies in Asia, you know, yeah, they can suffer the pain, but believe me, they will adjust to it and they will sell it to markets that are important. The ones who are going to be affected is us. And we just simply shutting things down. Now, coming to the end of this, of course, because I don't want to just keep going and rambling in reference to politics, because that's not the purpose of, you know my position about what I believe about this government. You know, I completely don't stand behind it. I think it's a mockery. I think it's not beneficial to anybody. Whoever believes that, I'm sorry, but you're living under a rock, or you're naive by choice. You know, that is your prerogative. That is your choice, your freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want to say. You don't like what I say, you can say it too. I don't care, you know. The reality is that this government is affecting the way we're doing, and it's affecting this hobbies, you know, and affecting us as that. And some people, I read the comments, say, well, why are we crying for toys? You know, people who cry for toys, they're just toys. We would just move out of the way, just do something else. Sometimes I find it funny that people who are in different collector groups are talking and calling them toys. You know, they are toys. Yeah, they are toys for grown-ups. Believe me, they wouldn't feel the same way if we take, well, like, we're going to have to hold on to it. We're going to take away your toys. Well, let's take away the guns, too. If you say that, then people are freaking out because, oh, you're just, you know, my amendment, you know, like the law, my protections on the law about how owning guns and stuff like that. You know, this is the thing. We have to be fair in everything. We have to be fair in everything. I'm not against people owning guns. I'm not against people using guns. What I'm against is the idea that we can choose and pick and do all these things and, you know, and affect certain industries, but other industries are untouched. You know, there's a lot of things that this country needs. Yeah, I will tell you this. A lot of things that this country needs to change. A lot of things in this country are important. I do believe that, you know, it's important to invest in the future. Yes, I do believe that industry should come back. I do believe that it would be great to have American-made products again. But I do believe that there's ways to get to that place. And by investing into the industries, by investing here in America, by supporting small producers, you know, by doing those things rather than trying to kill the people up there, because it's not beneficial to anyone. It's affecting already Americans who survive, millions of Americans who survive with this type of businesses. You know, that's just the nature of this. You know, collectibles is a market that is not for everyone. It's for some people. Going after them is definitely not necessary. But every product, like I just went this weekend. I just went to IKEA, which I love. I love the store. I went and buy some couple stuff. Everything IKEA sells is manufactured in China. And it was a good sale, a spring sale, of course, and the prices were good. So, I'm sorry. If you can match the same price with the same level of quality as IKEA does, you know, here in America, by all means. But believe me, you're going to pay a premium for that. Don't complain later when you have to pay 3 times the price of what you were normally paying just because, hey, you know, we're sticking it to China. We're getting our stuff back. That's a bunch of bull. And I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You know, if you want to go for it, go for it. But don't cry over spilled milk. Don't cry when things go sour and bad because you did it to yourself. I'm sorry. You did it to yourself, you know. It is what it is. As a collector, I'm going to adjust to the situation. And I don't feel, you know, I feel bad for these companies because, you know, for a day when they mean adjusting, it means that they also have to cut jobs. It means that people are going to suffer. Some people are going to lose jobs in order to adjust to the cost of production. We're not talking about in China. You know, yeah, they will be affected by it, but they'll survive with it. We're talking about America. Americans will lose jobs, already losing jobs because of this. And that is sad when people fall through the cracks because we are only trying to give money to the ultra rich, who, by the way, are now going to put that money back into the pockets of Americans. That is just a BS. That is just a completely biased way to say. A lot of people are so biased about this. They think, oh, you rich people are the ones who gives us jobs and businesses. They're not for you. They've never been for you. They don't give money away. They don't put money back into people's pockets. they only keep their own money. They become more rich and richer and richer and richer. Well, all of us, we suffer the consequences of the politics that only are protectionists, and they're protecting their benefit only the ultra rich. That's the reality. That's the reality. I'm sorry. You know, this was about toys today. Yeah, I already see a couple of viewers left the chat. That's fine. I don't mind. Appreciate you for stopping by, but I'm not going to stay quiet, to be honest with you, to tell you what it is. You know, we definitely we are trading really bad, and I'm sorry for the way things are. I feel bad for other countries. I feel bad for people. You know, I have friends everywhere, and this channel has friends everywhere. You know, and I feel bad for people who work in this industry. So I met a lot of friends who are artists and work for the toy industry. They're losing their jobs. You know, they're losing money, because some people cannot see, you know, the forest for the trees. Because some people are just so naive to think that that's the way to go. All right, so let's move on. All right, let's move on to a couple better things. But thank you for those who are staying here with me. They're still watching. Thank you for you know, spending time with me. It is what it is. It is what it is. If you don't like what I'm saying here, you know, like, you can unfollow. I'm sorry, you can unfollow if you like. I don't have a problem with that. You know, I'm going to speak my mind, whether people like it or not. So here we are going to move to the next thing. And let's talk about the Kickstarter now. I want to talk about the Kickstarter. So I'm going to move now to Kickstarter. Let's go and talk about the thing here. Transformers Compendium Kickstarter is live. I'm super excited for it. I got to be honest with you. I am excited for this Kickstarter. First and foremost, because, and let me kind of give you an idea. Let me come here. Here is the G.I. Joe Real American Hero. This is part one, volume 1 of the Kickstarter, of the previous Kickstarter that they did. Really happy with this one. Very happy. Nice book, hardcover. It's not real leather, but cool. You can see Snake Eyes right there, looking really cool. I got this one, and I didn't get this one through the Kickstarter campaign. I got this after the fact. I got ordered it through what's that? What's that, Organic Price Books? No, I'm sorry. It was Cheap Graphic Novels, and I pay a premium for it because of it. But I got it with all the tiers and stuff. There was a couple of things missing, but I ordered those things online, so I got everything. So I got everything and more. The cards, collectible cards, all that kind of stuff. So I got the whole thing. So this is just, for example, I have the box over there, but somewhere there and the bottom somewhere. But this is just to show you beautiful collection. The only thing I would say, certain things that I would complain about this set, which is perfect in many ways. The only thing is the lack of certain extras. I would have loved to see more extras. Maybe an extra book in the set for the extras. Perhaps the paper quality could have been better. Some people would say they would prefer to have like a, you know, omnibus size. This is a regular size, you know. But other than that, I think it's good. It is technically the same as the soft covers that you can find at Barnes & Nobles or anywhere else, which also I can recommend. But this one, it's pretty much the same paper. It's a little heavier. The other one I saw the other at Barnes & Nobles, and it's so light. This is heavier because of the hardcover. And I'm not sure if the paper itself, it's this one. My comes with that. Has that. I will probably review it. I need to get back to book reviews. We'll go. That's the plan for this year. But here you go. So I'm excited for this. I'm happy. So of course I'm going to add now. Let me go. I'm going to add this one. Why? Because I think it's an amazing collection. And already, of course, yo backers, I'm gonna come and say it. Hope you don't mind. Let's see. We go in there. Here we are now in the page. You can see, funded in 2 minutes. Right now, the pledge is on $2,500. It started with a $40,000. That's all they needed, which is very low. But they finally, it's $2,500, $2.5 million already. And he has 23 days to go. I'm super excited for this one, of course. You know, having this collection, there's but this time around, I'm not gonna do what I did before. I'm going to order directly now. I'm gonna really support it. I'm not gonna just go through the other. through cheap graphic novels. I'm going to order directly so I to avoid all this stuff. I did get from, even with that, it comes with the PDFs, so I have the PDFs that actually was sent to me by cheap graphic novels, so I've been reading those digitally too. So there's two different versions here. You have the US comics. You can find that, you can get that, or you can get also the UK comics, which were very different. They're two different stories, but they were all kind of contingent with each other. They were working with each other. Or you can buy the whole set where you can have all the different ones, the 1 to 4. You can have the 2 volumes. So that is the one that I would recommend to go. I think the price is a little bit higher than the other one. It's a bit comparable, but you can see there's stretch goals unlocked. You got the first stretch goal. The next one is Autobots 1 1/5 animal pin added to all Autobot physical pledges, and then the Decepticon is 1 1/2 animal pin added to all the Decepticon physical pledges. I have to buy, because I only got this version. I didn't get the Cobra version. I ordered those pins to the ones from the Cobra Commander. But here you're gonna have it, depending on which version you choose, you're gonna get the pins. So it's very close, only 100,000 more. I think they'll get it. We'll get those pins. But here's the US, the 2 versions that you get, number 1, number 2. The Compendiums, of course. The Transformer US UK Compendium. Or you can get the Transformer Till All Are One Compendium set, which has everything. If you choose, of course, if you are an Autobot or if you are a Decepticon, there's 2 different versions. I am personally like the Autobot one. I like the red one, of course, seeing Optimus Prime. And here are the 2 Decepticon, of course, has the image of Megatron. Nice box, very similar to the previous version. And a monumental piece of comic history that belongs on every Transformer fan's shelf. Robert Kirkman, of course, the creator of Invincible, The Walking Dead, and the president of Skybound. At the US Compendium, so your favorite stories in release order. So you get the compendiums. Everything is on release order. It's gonna be the same set size of this one, of the of course the G.I. Joe. The US Compendium includes the Transformers number 1 to 46, Headmaster 1 to 4, so all the classic comics of them that time. The US Compendium 2 includes the Transformers 47 to number 80, the Transformers the movie 1 to 3, and the Transformers G2 1 to 12. Very complete. Not sure if there's anything missing. Might. The original Transformers comics were the creative fuel of my entire childhood. That was Daniel Warren Johnson, Power Bombs, Trinity, Murder Falcon. US Compendium, this is the other part where you can actually go for them. I'm assuming that some people maybe grew up with the American comics. Some people grew up with the UK comics. All your favorite stories in release order. Here you can see, which there's a lot of great characters on the UK. And there were some really awesome stories there. That includes the UK Compendium 1, includes the Transformers UK 9 to 21. I think it's missing some, but I think it's because 9 to 25, if I'm not mistaken, is because the first 1 to 8 were actually, if I'm not mistaken, were actually the American comics that were put there. And then, of course, the UK kind of continue on creating their own. So 9 to 21, 21 to 32, because everything was contingent. So everything's kind of push in altogether. 29 to 32, 41 to 50, 59 to 65, 74 to 88, 93. So you can see a lot of numbers. The UK did a lot. It started from the Transformers UK annuals 1985, 1986, 1987. Compendium number 2 includes the Transformers UK 146 to 153, 160 to 61. As you can see, the UK went off. They really went out after those. Made it very complete. Stories from the Transformers UK annuals 89, 90, 92, the Transformers UK G2 on 1 and 2. So the Transformers Till All One Compendiums, the ultimate reading experience. Choose your side. You can be an Autobot or you can be a Decepticon. This is what I'm gonna do. The Transformers Till All One box set weaves. This is the difference. The separate ones will have them separate. All pretty much in the reading order of the UK and the reading order of the US. The Transformers Till All One box set weaves the US and UK stories together, including edits used only in UK materials for the ultimate reading experience. These Kickstarter exclusive editions are a must-have for all Transformers fans. That's the reason why I recommend the compendiums, because the compendium set, because everything is gonna be weaved together. The Transformers Till All One box set Compendium 1 includes the Transformers 1 to 23, the Transformers UK 9 to 21, 39 to 32, Transformers the movie. So everything is gonna be weaved together on the Compendium. So it's gonna be different than the other sets for sure. Everything is gonna be on a whole story all together, all put together, which I think is a fantastic idea. And here you can see the front. The art is great. The back, I like that box art by Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. The Decepticon box set is also awesome. You can see Megatron. It's a nice purple. And actually, I like the art here for the box art more than I do for the one from the Autobots. Now, you're also going to get the tech spec cards, which is great. Prepare to unlock core, the Transformer G1 memories with 9 exclusive Autobot and Decepticon tech spec cards included with each box set. Openly recreated and stunningly illustrated by legendary Transformers artists. Detailed characters, abilities, unbelievable, amazing artwork, and the red decoder card to reveal secret stats. That is cool. This is for the Autobot set. Of course, you're going to get Optimus Prime by Jorge Corona, Mike Spencer, Bumblebee, Grimlock, Ironhide, Jazz, Mirage, and to be voted on. Also, there are gonna be others that you can choose. You can vote while you're there, so there's gonna be others too. And this is the art and description. This is, I think, on the back of the cards. So you're gonna have the decoder too. Now, when the Decepticon set, you're gonna have Megatron. That's the back. You're gonna have Devastator, Laserbeak, Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream. And of course, you can vote for the rest. And art and description here from Megatron. You got a free Jetfire card. You know the Transformers mailing list or back any of Skybound previous campaigns, including G.I. Joe Real American Hero, Ava's Demons Excellence, Extra Fabulous, or whatever signature edition, all the stuff that they have done. That means you're eligible to receive this exclusive Jetfire tech spec card by Lorenzo De Felici. Absolutely free with any physical order. Thanks for your continued support, which is great. So we're gonna get that. Please note, your card will automatically be added to your pledge in backer kit after the Kickstarter campaign has concluded. No need to do anything further. And here the decoder for that with Jetfire. And then the rewards, grab your limited edition bookplate. You can also do that. I think this already sold out, it's gone. Signed by legendary Transformers author Bob Budansky and Simon Furman. And here you can see there's a couple of things. Optimus Prime with bookplate limited to 250. I think the price of those is super. Pledge a bookplate tier while supplies last. You see only Optimus and Megatron remain. Jetfire, Starscream, Grimlock, all of them, Unicron, they all sign. Now the backer kit, 50% off. Devastator retailer edition, that's $50. Ratchet, if you only want to go for the PDFs, you get that. So there's different versions. The Bumblebee, that's for PDF versions. Ironhide, all that stuff. Laserbeak. So you get a lot of different things if you want to get, you know, kind of with this, some different versions. But I think you have to go for above that. So you got to go for Grimlock, above Grimlock. You're going to get the Transformers to All or One Compendium box set. You are going to get the All or One Compendium set, the digital PDFs. You're going to get the slipcase box, of course. You're going to get the 30,000 Skybound Insider points. And you're going to get all the Autobot tech spec cards and Autobot stretch goals. Everything is going to be added to this with the decoder. So definitely, I think that is the best one. So the Starscream version or the Grimlock, that's where you really kind of moving forward. Now, if you want to have it all together, like you want to have both sets, $600, you get the, you know, everything for the two options. You can also get the Optimus Prime version, which is technically you get the box set, the Transformers All-in-One Compendium box set, Autobot edition, plus the completed Transformers US and UK Compendium set. That means that if you want to have the box set the way also weave, everything is waved together, everything is put together, you can go for that. Or you also want to have the other versions where everything is separated, the US and the UK. So you can add that to that for $600, up to you. You get everything. Also, you can do that with the Megatron version. And there's so many options. The Unicron that you can see, you can go crazy with every version of stuff that is given here. And there's also some other art that is here. Now the stretch goals. These are the things that they're going to be already are part of it. First, Spot glass added to all box sets. Gloss, so it's gonna be glossy, I think, on the outside, if I'm not mistaken. Or the rollout double-sided bookmark added to all physical pledges. Cool beans. I think that's the art. You're gonna get ribbon added to all books. This one has a ribbon, so it's technically the same things that you get with the G.I. Joe. You get the Megatron fold-out poster bed Daniel Warren Johnson added to all Compendium ones. Optimus Prime fold-out poster by Daniel Warren Johnson added to all Compendium 2s. So you're gonna get those. Autobot die-cut sticker added to all Autobot physical pledges. Decepticon die-cut sticker added to all Decepticon ones. You get a 5.7 Greenland lenticular print added to all physical pledges. You also get the Autobot 4 inches patch added to all Autobot physical pledges. Again, a lot of those things are very similar to what we got on the other one. You add the gilded edges to all Compendiums, so which means all the color on the gilded pages on the side. And then you get the, we're getting now to the next one, which is going to be Autobot 1.5 enamel pin added to all Autobot physical pledges. So that will be the next thing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, they have so many. But as you can see, the spot glass is right there. The two-sided card, which is the same thing. The page divider. This is the same thing as we got with the G.I. Joe version. One is going to be on one side Bumblebee, and of course Starscream on the other, which is great. The foil added, it means that is the lettering is going to be metallic, which they did the fold here for this one in white and red. They put color on the book, so they're gonna do kind of the same thing there. Of course, you're gonna get the different cards and posters that have been promised, which is great. You got the stickers already added, and now we're going for the pins. What's gonna be next after that, we don't know. So, but they're working towards that. Very cool, and I like it that they're going for that kind of blue gilt, which is great. Hey Daniel, how you doing, sir? Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate your time. So I'm really looking forward to it. Also, you can do add-ons. So you want to pledge for something, you want to add some extra stuff, which I'm going to do because I'm going to order the extra stuff. So I want to add also the stuff that is given for the Decepticons. So I'm going to get of course, the Optimus Prime, the Autobot one, and I'm going to get, I might get 2 of each anyway. And then for the decoder and all that stuff, the Jetfire decoder, I'm gonna get that. The Extra Text Special, the decoder set, the Decepticon, I'm gonna get a set for that. I wanna go for all the extras. You can you can add it. You can add it, the extra lenticular print. I might just go for that. So different things. Now, of course, because right now with the current events, also this is affecting us because it's also adding the stuff here, how much is going to be for the shipping. Look at the shipping cost right now. It's, of course, a lot of the stuff is manufactured also in China. So it's going to be for 2 books, you're going to pay $40 shipping. 4 books is going to be $50. 8 books is going to be $100. For 12 books, $150. So that is tough. That's a tough pill to swallow. You can see the shipping cost definitely is going to add up to things. So fortunately, shipping cost is automatically added to your pledge based on your selected tier and shipping territory. We charge you up front for full cost transparency. For international backers, shipping will vary based upon the cost to ship to your territory and will include all duties and fees. Shipping rates are calculated in US dollars. We work closely with our fulfillment partners, Quartermaster Logistics, to keep our shipping costs as low as possible while still providing high quality delivery. Please note that we charge shipping in accordance with both current rates and the added weight size of this massive hardcover collection. And here are the people involved. The Bob Bodansky is an American comic book creator and editor. We also have Simon Furman. And here we have Daniel Warren Johnson. And for all the retail partners, because again, the retail also they're gonna sell it, so they're gonna have it for different places. They're gonna get a special price. And as we call it, Devastator. So they get a different one. So you can actually buy from other people. And the insider points and all that stuff. So yeah, I will tell you this. Yeah, really, pushing this because I think this is a great. I'm really happy with what I did here. Again, I ordered not through them. Finally, I caved in and I went through cheap graphic novels, and I was able to get everything. But I have to pay a premium for it. Pay a lot more than what it would be for me to back this up. But I'm really. Oh, Cat Bane. So that to me, it's important. You know, that to me, it's very, very important to have. So it's really cool. You know, I think that the collection is a must, and I'm super happy. It really brings back memories of the childhood, you know, reading all of these comics, and finally being able to have them. I'm really looking forward to it. Daniel Vera says Cat Vein. I don't think I'm gonna talk about Cat Vein tonight. Cat Vein is not going on pre-order yet. Once it go on pre-order, I'm not sure. I don't think it's on pre-order yet. Once it goes on pre-order, then I'll cover it. But right now, I'm just gonna wait until that happens. Then we'll talk about it, how I feel about it. But I would say now, going back to this, the Transformers, it's definitely a fantastic collection. I highly recommend it. I think it's a great price. Some people were complaining about the price. I think it's a great price because of the content. If you want to go and buy this separate comic books, you will pay a lot of money, probably around this amount of money. This is all included into one collection. It's definitely, there's as no brainer. You're a Transformers fan, you love the comics, you never really read, collected them all, you have read some parts of it, you haven't never read it all. I think this is the way to do it. And it comes with so many extras. Not only you get the physical copies, you also get the digital copies when you're purchasing this, and the options are there too. So that is highly, highly recommended. All right, so let's move to the next thing. Again, highly recommended. I want to go to Sideshow Collectibles. And yeah, talking about Cat Bane, I'll talk about Cat Bane when the time comes. I try to cover here for the sake of time, and also to give room to every company. Talk about the stuff that is available, that is going to pre-order that week. And once I know this coming, I think more than likely with other Star Wars pre-orders, they'll go on pre-order soon. Kira says coming soon. Once it goes, more than likely it's gonna be May 4th or so, something like that week. So we'll cover that. So it's once it goes on pre-order, we'll cover it. I'll discuss it. That'll be an important part to talk about. That'll be an important thing to talk about. But I want to talk about a collectible. I don't think I talk about it, and I got it on my list in one of the Speed Racer, and I know this is available in many different places. You can order this through Spec Fiction, you can order this through Big Bad Toy Store, but I love Speed Racer. I watched the cartoon. It's a very old cartoon from the 60s, a classic cartoon. And just to give you an idea of how much I love this, I'm going to show you here. I have this model. This was produced by ERTL, which is of course is now well, it still is, it's like, it's a car, Tomy. It's Tomy producing. Tomy, they're actually ERTL now. They own ERTL. So this was produced in ERTL. I probably bought this model. It's a die-cast model, so it's heavy. I bought it, I don't know, over 20 years ago, 20 some years ago. It's a very old model. It's around 20 years old. I had it for many years. I displayed many years. I put it on away many times. I already chipped it, as you can see. Chipped the little part. I think it felt or something, and I chipped that part, which I hate myself. But this was the standard of the Speed Racer, the Mach 5, for a long time. It still is cool. It's a 1/18. That's the scale. It does have certain functions. For example, here, of course, everything has the interior. The detail is cool. It's cool for the time. For 20 years ago, it's still a good model to have. It has a couple functions, of course. It does have this you can see those little things pop out. The blades. You can do it. That is it is. It's also die cast, and they go back inside. Also, it has the little legs that you can extend. You can extend the ones in the back as well. That is another cool addition to this Mac model. Of course, the doors open, I think. Yeah, I haven't opened them so long. A little stiff, but yeah, they open. Very cool model. Also, maybe you can see it here. Ooh, you can see like the little hawk there that goes out. You can open that thing. Now this compartment in the back doesn't open. It has a little... It doesn't open, as far as I remember. I don't think it does. Actually, it does. Man, it's been so long. That's it. There's nothing inside. And this thing here, this little laser thing or gun right there, opens up, and then you can just put it down. I think you have to right there. You got to stick it that in the back. Very cool model. this Mach 5, I had it for years, and it came with the little chim chim, the little monkey. It came with that. This is the model. You know, this is the model. Love it, classic. You know, I don't know how much it costs now. You can find it in the aftermarket, but yeah, it's over around 20 plus years old. Very cool model. Now, when I'm talking about this one right here, going back to this one, this is on another level. It's not that big of a model. Looking at it, it's not a huge model. It's $505, which to me is like, I don't remember how much I paid for this one. I think around 20 some dollars, maybe over 20 years ago, which back then it was fine. $30 or so. When you look at this is on another level. It has a lot of detail. This is more accurate, the model to the vehicle of the show. And it comes, of course, with speed, with what was that, his name, Nifune or something like that, I forgot. In Japanese, you know, I watch it in Spanish, or I try to remember the names, but the point is here, you get this. It's approximately, it's a 118 model, so it's technically the same scale as the model that I just showed you. It is the same scale. It is the same dimension. So it's gonna look just exactly like that in your hand. However, this model, let me look at the pictures here. And I'm going to increase the picture for better quality. It has a beautiful stand and also has the figures of the characters inside. Beautiful extension. Again, it's a 118. It's gonna have also the metal parts. It does have light-up features, something that this one does not have. You know, but it's pretty much follows the same thing. You see the legs, how extend. This one is going to open the whole chassis. That's something that... Actually, let me see if I can show you. This one does. I totally forgot about that. This one opens the chassis. You can open it like that. But it's more limited. The details, of course, it's not as, you know, it's not as, oh my God, like, but the details are there. Of course, you can do that. So that's the same. So this model, going back to it, is gonna have the same functions. And actually, a lot of them look pretty much the same. You can open the back again. Nothing there. It's super cool. It doesn't have the gun that I show you in the little compartment here. I'm not sure if that is gonna open. I just find the dimensions, as you can see, the blue color and the white color, something that this model didn't have because it was all in white. That's something that this one was missing, that the colors were not completely accurate. This one has the bluish, and those figures, the inside, that's gonna give him a better touch, in my opinion. And you can see Hawk that comes out of there is it's nicely painted, and I like it that actually it sits and as it's coming out, which is great. It's a very nice model, and I think dimension wise looks better. And of course, that's Go Go Go, the show. Of course, that was the name of the show. I forgot. They had the name in Japanese as I totally forgot, but I know it was Go 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 in the end. Very cool. And it seems that, yeah, it opens up, but I don't know what comes out of there. Like if the gun comes out, it does have the number 2787. The same thing with the model I have, says 2787. But yeah, it's a better design. And I think it comes also with the little case. And also the enclosement for that, which I think is great. Something that this one doesn't have. You will have it. So it's, again, it's, yeah, you can see the gun right now. Very cool. It's a much better detail, better done. It's better done, of course. There's been 20-year difference. The ladder feature there, very cool. I think this is the model to have with those legs and everything. I think it's just a perfect model. Of course, you know, you're paying a premium for this model in comparison to what you would pay for the ERTL version that I just showed you. The details there, all the things that I noticed. Yeah, Speed Racer, of course, is the Speed is driving, and Trixie, the girl, is on the side. I like it that it comes with those models, and you can actually attach to the seats, so you can you know, they're supposed to go in. They're not removable, it appears, or they might be, but it seems that they are attached to them, to the seats. Speed Racer Go Mifune, that's the name in the show. Trixie or Miki Shimuna, that's her name in Japanese. You get the 4 auto jack supports. You get 4 belt tires. You get the Gizmo spare, the fender windshield, and the special display case, which it comes with it, and a pedestal stand, which I like. I like the pedestal stand. I think that's great way to display it. But yeah, again, you're paying top dollar for it. Now, I was looking at this. It's an LED power supply, which is great. I like that it does have that. Now, how it's going to be charged? That is my question. How are you going to charge it? It's going to be an LED. It's going to use batteries, I guess. Yeah, it does have LR41 batteries. Materials, not sure exactly what kind of materials it's having. I think some of them are perhaps a little bit more of a plastic material. It's going to be more of a combination of materials. But in any case, I think this is a fantastic model. It's more accurate than the one I just showed you. And I would say I would recommend it. I'm telling you, if you're a model collector as I am, you know, I have this for a long time. I think maybe it's time to change it. My only concern, and I gotta be honest with you, my only disappointment with this is the price point. You know, of course, I said I paid 20 years ago, I paid like $20-$30. Paying $500, I'm not sure it is worth that much money. I think that at $300 would have been a much better deal, sweeter deal. It's a 118, so it's not bigger. It's not a 110. It's the same scale as this one, so I don't know if it's worth that much money, even with all the little extras added. I still think that it's a little too, it is overpriced for what it is. But yeah, it's cool. It's another addition. If you're interested, by all means, go for it. I think it's a nice addition. Do one classic show. If you grow with the show, you're collecting that. If you think the $500 is a perfect price, then by all means, it's a really cool addition. All right, so we're moving now into the next thing, and I want to move now into action figures. And for that reason, I want to come to Big Bad Toy Store. And again, I want to say thank you to everyone who is watching. So we're gonna look at, let me go to not the new arrivals, but let me look at the Preacher pre-orders. And of course, a lot of things are on pre-order. We're not gonna cover everything, not today, not every time, because you know I don't have the time. A lot of you see the NECA stuff, which has been very surprising, and there's a lot of different things and some really cool things. It might not even show up right there. This is what I want to cover. This is what I want to talk about right here. This action figure. Now, BuzzFight Studio, as a company, they've been doing really interesting figures. All great. The most recent one and now available here for sale is this Red Sonja, the 50th anniversary Epic Hacks Red Sonja action figure. This is $54. This is a very interesting figure. I've seen some reviews. People are really happy with it. It looks very complete. It comes with so many different accessories. It's a beautiful figure. You can order here. As you can see, very nice. It's sculpt, face sculpt. The body comes with all the parts, the accessories. You can change the portrait. Very nice little figure. Comes with so many great things. Now, if you also can come, you can also come to BuzzFight Studio, because I think BuzzFight, if you order directly from them, you can also get some extras that they're not given to others. You know, like you can find extra things here, extra parts that are not available anywhere else. Here you can see this is a 118. Even a smaller version, they also selling it as a 118. It's $30. I like this Garfield. We talked about him before. This is the Red Sonja. They sell $59 here, and it's the same figure. And as you can see, very cool. All the details you can order directly from them. Very nice detail. Very cool. I think it's a great figure. All the different weapons and accessories. Very nice on the 1/12 scale. Gonna be around the same size of a Marvel Legends. I saw some comparison videos that were done. Very cool addition. Now, the one I want to talk about is this one, Red Sonja. Again, $69.99. You can see already the increase in price. It went up $10. All of that has to do with tariffs. But here you can see this figure, and Great detail. It's based on a comic book also from Dynamite, now that they've been doing the Red Sonja. You know, one of those where she has a steampunk suit, so they're using that as reference. But she is looking great as a figure. It's a different clothing, different mold for a lot of the parts of the body, but it's super, super cool. Even he has a some beer that's just about to drink some mead. It's great, and you can see the portrait, the different parts of this armor, a lot of different things. It's a very cool figure. Same scale again as a 112, same size as Marvel Legends, of course more expensive, but I think the quality that you have here is great because all the parts that come with it. Now, if we're looking at, let's say here, to the version that is done here, you realize one thing. Boss fight here does have something different though. There's a special thing that they are offering if you decide to order from them through Boss Fight Studio. If you want to come through them and do everything, you'll get an exclusive parts. Here you can see the figure as we saw over there. Very beautiful figure. All the stuff that we saw over there is included there. Everything included there. These are the two other parts that are just exclusive to Boss Fight Studio. If you order directly through Boss Fight Studio, you're gonna get an axe, and you're gonna get a different part of the armor, the chest armor, the bra. It's gonna be different, so you can actually, she's gonna look this way. So this is different. This is new, and it's cool. I think this is a beautiful figure. Definitely Boss Fight Studio is doing really amazing stuff. Again, if you order through them, you're gonna get this one. Price is $59.99 here. It's even cheaper than the price that you can get through Big Bad Toy Store right now because of tariffs. It's $69.99 here. So I will definitely go. Of course, you might end up paying more here, Boss Fight Studio. You end up paying more for the shipping cost, and that's how it is. You know, Big Bad Toy Store has the flat rate. But that is just something to consider. Beautiful figure nonetheless, and definitely Boss Fight Studio as a company, they're doing really cool stuff, really into the cool and the figures. They're doing really cool figures, and yeah, love these companies that they're small companies, small producers, but they do really a lot of stuff with a lot of love. They put a lot of passion into the stuff they do. Boss Fight Studio is one of them. So yeah, we covered that. Now let me take you now to Marvel Legends, which in this case is gonna be Marvel right there. Marvel Legends, we're going to cover right there the Maximum Serious Haul. This is one that is also available here at Big Bad Toy Store. You can come to Big Bad Toy Store. It's $59.99 here on Big Bad Toy Store. If you do it through Marvel Pulse, also $59.99. You're gonna pay more, however, in shipping here at Marvel Pulse, in my experience, normally in Hasbro Pulse. But $59.99, as you can see, this is a very large figure here. Okay, I saw the video when it was presented, and there was a lot of mixed feelings about it. I think the problem that he has is that this one has a rubber parts on the top body to create certain movements in there, so it's more you know, this Maximum series of we already have Spider-Man and now we have Hulk it's definitely the more high-end, or at least what Marvel Legends is trying to do now with some high-end figures with more stuff. It doesn't work like that always. And here you can see this one, just to give you an idea. Let me go here. I'm gonna use this for reference. It does have multiple portraits. It has have, of course, a body that you can rotate, do more things, and of course, he has the rubber chest, and you know, there are things that I like about this figure. I think, you know, and some people will complain about the price. I'm okay with the price, to be honest with you. Here you can see some of those part of the picture. Here's when he is doing that with the rubber bodies. He's able, of course, to open his arm and does this slap. You know, do this Mach down, and it's good. You can do the effects, you know, it even gives you that kind of like clear effects of that. And he does have different portraits of, you know, different eras. which is cool. And here you can see you can do more of that. However, I'm not, again, a fan of the rubber part, because as you can see, it's already stretching it. And the problem with the rubber is that ultimately it breaks down, and it will break down eventually. It's not as durable. And also, some of the portraits, I think they're a missed opportunity. Like this portrait with those, he looked like the pit, and it doesn't look right. It doesn't even look right. I just don't like that portrait. That is my least favorite portrait. You know, his teeth look like, I don't know, it's just like, that was perhaps not well thought out. Now, he can do the effect. They're going to push for that effect that he can do with his arms and all. Honestly, the figure, particularly this portrait, I like. Some things are great about the figure, and I would say congratulate them. I think Hasbro, for trying to do new things with the figures. But in some instances, some things are not necessarily that great. I like this portrait, the yelling portrait. So yeah, their things are great. This one has, of course, accessories that he can hold. That portrait from different angles looks fine, but Mother is just like, nah, I don't feel it. This is everything that comes with it. You can, the three different portraits. You get 6 different hands, the ones that of course he has right now. They open palms to the smackdown, or to the smash, and of course you got the knuckles, and because the effects to use it, and the 2 missiles. So you got a couple of things. I still find it that there's a lot of things not necessarily as good as I think it would have been. This is the package, which I think is great. I will tell you, the best part here is the package, and perhaps one of those figures that might as well just simply keep it in the package, because it looks good just the way it is. Just the packaging looks great for this Maximum series. Here's on the side, and this is the back, which I think the packaging perhaps is probably the things that is more exciting about it. The Maximum series, has its moments, has things that they're trying to do. But honestly, if I have to give you an idea, if I have to really kind of give you what I believe, I think the 50th or the 8th, what was that, the 80th? I don't even know, the 50th anniversary or so, Hulk, I think was a much better proposition in my opinion. Maybe we can find it here. Of course, these are all the stuff that is on pre-order right now. I like those, the Warp and X-23. If you are building that collection, the X-Force collection, the Uncanny X-Force and all, you have the X-Force, the Archangel. That is very, very cool. So there's a couple of figures there. This is the other Maximum series, which a lot of people seem to like, this Spider-Man Maximum series, which I think is great. 54, this is all pre-order here. But I like this one. I think Spider-Man came out pretty good, pretty decent. I have other Spider-Mans, the Marvel Legends collection. But this one really comes out really great, and he does have, of course, a very Peter Parker portrait. So I think that's has a lot of different accessories. Is very poseable. You can do more things with it. So this is of course, now Hulk is the second figure in this Maximum collection, where they're going into the little more quality, more premium figures with more stuff to showcase. I think it's a pretty nice figure, and it's going to arrive. It's already, many people, I've seen a few pre-orders. It's already arriving for some people, so that is something to consider. As a figure, I think it looks great. But yeah, when you're looking at the Hulk figures that we have seen, I will tell you that I personally think that Hasbro 20th anniversary, you can find this, they sell it at Walmart 58. This one is actually a much better Hulk. I think I like that Hulk. Of course, you cannot do certain effects as you can do with the Maximum one. You cannot do this Mach, because you cannot, there's no articulation there for to do so. But I would say that a lot of people would rather have that than the other. So let me kind of give you an idea of Hulks. Maybe we can see Hulk. Different Hulks that we have seen. Of course, there are Hulks that are available for sale. This one's still on the outlet for sale. I'm telling you, you cannot miss on the Joe Fixit. Joe Fixit is nice. And I think you can find it at Holly's right now. And I'm still haven't had this one. I still need to add it, so I don't know. I might after this video, I might just simply order it. Go fix it. Looks great. But yeah, this is the Hulks that we have here. And let's see if there's any more Marvel Legends Hulk figures. The Hulkbuster. You also got this right here. You see $64 here, so definitely go for the outlet. You got this 50th anniversary Marvel Legends Wolverine patch, and Joe Fix It. This right here, that is great. That is a great pack. And I don't see any other Hulks. Even the Thor Ragnarok right there. Cool. Yeah, I don't see. Those are the tiny little. Oh, look at this one. This Maestro for $49. That's pretty nice. That is a great one. This Marvel Legends Retro, the She-Hulk. That's a nice figure. And I didn't see more. The Avengers 60th anniversary right there. That's, you know, there's always really nice. There's a lot of Hulks. You know, it's a great. I would say this Hulk is great. Just really coming to the end of that Hulk conversation. It's just the rubber part that really, it's not my thing. And also that portrait that I wasn't crazy about. This portrait definitely is not my favorite. But other than that, I think if you're going for it, I think it's a nice addition. If you want to come up with some cool dioramas or so with, you know, toy photography, that might be the ticket, you know, to create some really nice photos. So yeah, you can go for it. So yeah, that is another option. Now let's move to the next thing. And the next figure, I'm gonna go now to a higher scale. So we're gonna go now into Hot Toys. And actually here, of course, because Hot Toys has been busy, although we haven't really having a conversation about Hot Toys recently, but they're always busy, of course. But here, Hot Toys, these are the Hot Toys that we see. There's two different figures, of course. You have the Cassian Andor. Looking for Andor. The show is coming soon, so I'll be definitely excited to watch it. It's $275. That's another great thing. I think prices with Hot Toys always where they need to be. They hardly change, and they really price things exactly as they're supposed to. And here you can see beautiful depiction of the actor. He does really nice, of course. What I like about the figure, as you can see right there, is it's so him. Like you can see, you know, you can see the portrait. It's Diego Luna, like on point. It's so perfectly executed, and that's something that Hot Toys has been doing amazingly for quite some time. It's just the portraits are amazing. They do the likeness as it's supposed to be. And this figure looks impressive. The portrait looks impressive, as you can see. It's going to, you know, the standard 11.8 inches. It has the separate rolling eyes, which is now it's commonplace. It has the hands, it has the stand, it has the weapons, the accessories. It just looks amazing. And the level of detail of this action figure is amazing. The likeness again, I'm impressed. I'm super impressed with the likeness. It just looks just like him. Even the body type, everything is done to perfection. You know, sometimes some figures, like the body doesn't look like the body of the actor or the actress. You know, in this one, I feel like it's his body. You can see he's not really a bulky person. He's more on the skinny side. But the hair, the dimension, the scale of his head, everything, it's just perfect. Color, skin, everything is perfect. Very nice job with this one. And here with this other figure, I don't know if this is gonna be also is coming. It could be that there's a new reissue of her. That would be great. But that's the older figure. But more likely they're going to reissue her too. And looking at the other, their android looks great. The separate rolling eyeballs, I think they did a really nice job with it. Very nice figure. The price is excellent in my opinion. I'm sure this is gonna do really well. A lot of people are gonna go for it, and it's gonna be very popular with the show. Now we got K2SO, and this one is impressive too. like the size and the scale, and it does have light up features. It has LED light up function powered by USB, which is awesome. I like it that they do that. It's becoming their standard instead of the batteries. I think that it should be. And very nice detail, very nice Android. Very nice. Loving this figure. I mean, you know, Hot Toys always is impressive. You know, like, you know, as a person who collects mainly statues, you know, little by little, I'm going into the action figures, and I love why they do this. You know, I think realistic look, Hot Toys is always a realistic. You know, the way it is, $265 even is a good price too. I think having both in a display is gonna be probably the end goal. I think they're gonna look great together, so they definitely look fantastic. All right, so this is it. You know, it's 7:26, so we've already been having a conversation for a little bit. I'm gonna take a quick break, and when I come back, we're gonna move now into statues. Definitely, we're gonna look into the next thing here. We're gonna look about Iron Studios, Dark Horse Direct, MegaHouse. We're gonna talk about Pickstar Studio, Cartoon Kingdom, Sideshow Collectibles, Future Gadget Corporation, Prime1 Studio, and Legendary B Studio. So we have still some busy nights. So bear with me. I'll be right back, and thank you for watching. Just see you in a moment.
I'm so bored.
Juice like a snow cone, ice in my veins and a cold flow. I'm getting cash overseas by the boatload. You wanna ride my wave? That's a no-go. Senoritas going loco, make it bounce like a pogo. All my haters see rojo, they big mad cause they coming up short like Frodo. Activate the beast mode, I keep it hot, give your brain a heat stroke. You ain't a big shot, you some basic B-roll. The world is mine, like my name's Pacino. Hey, it's Nico, I guess I'm back. Catch me in the fast lane on the right track. And my shorty is a 10 like a dime bag. Got me feeling like a millie, check the price tag. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, ain't no time for piss stop. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, cause my style. No time for daydreams. All my brothers get money, we call it gangrene. Just another day, but our focus still on the same thing. Us against everyone else, I recommend you change teams. Who the hottest in the city? We the top two. You said your music was litty, but that is not true. Just being honest, you should really just stop, fool. Matter of fact, empty no pockets, give me that watch too. My mind is wicked, that's why I spit it so hostile. Freaky girls in the crib, it's like I live in a brothel. All I spit is Leviticus, but I'm not an apostle. My nuts hang low, long and they colossal. Black trader black, she messiah to the misfits. Run circles, run these rappers to my shit splits. You a little late to the party, baby, I've been lit. If you ain't on the friend list, you better mind your business. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, ain't no time for piss stop. Got the party jumping like crisscross. Got the gold chain and the wristwatch. Pull up on the scene like a big shot. EDM and hip hop, cause my style.
I never see the lights out. They get me overdrive. Fancy on a fast car. This is how you make me feel. Don't stress me now. I got the overdose. I'm feeling it in my bones. And if you say that I'm lying to you, these habits are killing me. I wish I could fall asleep. The problem is you. Oh, I got the overdose. Oh, you are my overdose.
All right, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Let me adapt that. Let me adapt the audio. But thank you very much for being here, for your support. Thank you for taking time to spending time with me. It's always appreciated. Getting closer to, to the end of the video in some way. We're halfway through, really, and there's a lot of stuff. Now we're gonna go into the statue world. There's a lot of good things. I want to thank you for those who are watching. Thank you for those who are leaving likes and leaving comments. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here with me. All right, so I want to cover now. I'm going into the statues, and I'm gonna go now to Iron Studios. Let me go there. Just to kind of give you an idea, here we go into Iron Studios. And I'm coming here to Iron Studios because there's two new pre-orders for those who are fans of Goofy and Max, the 1990 something film, which it was actually a fun. I remember watching this film. I always love it, the Goofy movie. So now, of course, it seems like now they've been doing more releases weekly. They do the major release at the end of the month, but they also go back and do a few releases. So they got this two here, and of course, it's $70. Of course, that's just, I think, the deposit for it. It's gonna be more than that, of course, in the end. I don't know exactly how much is going to when you earn 70 points, which is around $70. I'm trying to look at the price of this one. Let me go to Facebook Iron Studios. I want to know exactly. This is not available yet in other places or Sideshow, so we're gonna sue Iron Studios just to have an idea. Maybe they have the prices there for this. So this Max and Goofy proven that no matter the situation, the family love always comes first. Goofy and Max and Goofy movie art scale Iron Studios is $349. That's what it is. And here you can see, very cool. I like it. Very nice detail. I think the price, it's fair. Not sure exactly who will go for this or this. I think for people who love the anything that's to do with Disney and they remember this movie fondly. But it looks really nice. You can see the dimensions there, 9.6 inches in height. Very cool. Very nice detail, all fully sculpted. No switchable parts. You look at the pictures here. Everything is the same pictures. I understood that the final product will be $249, as you can see right there. And so you pay for the deposit. That's something that they're doing now. So that is cool. They also have a companion piece to go alongside this one, which is this guy. This is it's gonna be $199 for this one. This is Power Line, part of the Goofy movie. I'm trying to remember this guy. What was the purpose of this one? But here you earn 40 points or $40 by pre-ordering directly here. And it's gonna be a companion. I try to remember this film. It's been a while, you know. I remember watching the movie. I went to the movie theater to watch it when this movie came out. What was that? I'm trying to remember. What was that Goofy movie? Trying to remember when it came out. I remember watching it at the movie theater with some of my cousins. But now, of course, recently a celebration of 30th anniversary. But this film came out in 1995. Okay, 1995. So that I remember. I remember going to the movie theater with I think some of my cousins to watch this film. Amazing. So it's been 1995. So it's what? There's really 30 years. 30 years since it came out. Wow, man, we get old. We get old for sure. So Powerline is here. You look at the details there. $200 for this one. So I think, it's amazing how, things, I get old. Everybody gets old. But yeah, it's cool. And Iron Studios is just having really a nice collection with all the Disney stuff they've been producing. They definitely doing some stuff is overpriced, but regardless of the price, I think the stuff that they do is very, very cool with Disney. They partner that with Disney. They're coming out with some amazing stuff for sure. And definitely, I think people appreciate that. I appreciate the art for sure. So this is what Iron Studios is offering. Now, the next thing I want to do, I want to take you to Dark Horse Direct. We're going to go there. Some of these products are also available at Big Bad Toy Store. If you come to Big Bad Toy Store, you'll see some of the products that we are going to discuss. But I want to take you to Dark Horse Direct because the stuff that we see here. Now, I want to show you this. This is Joel with Brick Bus. This is from The Last of Us. This is only exclusive to Dark Horse Direct website. It's only available here. You're not going to find it anywhere else. This is again, Dark Horse Direct exclusive. It's $149. It's a racing bus, and I think the scale, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be 8 inches tall. So it's, I would say around 1.7 or so, 1.8. It's a hand number base. Certified authenticity is going to be 1,000 pieces of this. Going to release later this year. It was sculpted by Substance Model Works. Just this, the company that does it. The length is 10 inches, width 10 inches, height is 12 inches. So it's, I would say, around 1.7 or so. I don't know if you can see the pictures well right there. I think my mug there, I'm gonna try to show you here. This is the picture. Very nice detail, as you can see. If you're really a fan of The Last of Us, my daughter loved this game. She played like, I don't know how many times she finished this one. She always was very loved zombie movies. Very, very cool. I like the detail on this one. Or you can choose also kind of give you an idea of height. This one, as you can see with the hands, definitely not, I would say, quite 1.6. It's more of a 1.7, 1.8. But I like the way they did the bus on the base, the Last of Us symbol there. Very, very cool. Very different bus. Very nice style for the Last of Us. And here are more pictures of different angles. Look, let me show you this one. Very nice sculpt. Nice detail. Even the wristwatch. This is the back. As you can see, the detail there, very nicely done. Of course, you know, this is a prototype, so it may vary, of course, the quality in the end. Oh, here. When he does that. So yeah, it's a very, very nice one there. And then different angles there. So pretty much the same thing. It's just a different angle holding that brake, which is kind of a neat idea. They definitely did a nice job with this piece. The level of detail there is great. So yeah, that's great. Now, Dark Horse also, just for reference here, besides this one, which is exclusive again just to the website here, and there's other things that they release here, and they have actually on sale, a special sale for those who are interested. And I see that they also have this on sale someplace else, which is this this right here, the Mass Effect Commander Jane Shepard figures. I think these are great. These are very tiny in dimensions, but the price, I think, is fantastic for those who are, they're PVC figurines. And this one comes, they have swappable portraits with the you know, with the face. This is the female Shepard, and then of course comes with that, which actually, this was actually my favorite when I played this game. One of my favorite games of all time, particularly the Mass Effect 2 was my favorite, one of my favorite games of all time. I spent so much time playing it. I love the story there. That was my favorite of the trilogy. And Very cool PVC figure. You know, some of the detail in the face is lost to me. I think that the female portrait is perhaps my least favorite. And I do remember playing with the female Commander Shepard. I always find it more enticing. I do like that this one here, Shepard looks great on this one, John Shepard. He looks really nice on this one. Also has the swappable portrait. Love that he has the weapon. Very, very cool. Portrait is it's better. Not that, I would say not the best, but I think the price is fair. Again, it's PVC materials, all the things. Now, if you come to Big Bad Toy Store, here you can see they still have it on pre-order, but here you can see you have those. You also have the other characters. You got Jack. Also, it's on pre-order. This character, you know, I didn't really invest much time with Jack. Although I find her fascinating, but I didn't spend as much time with as I should. I've been thinking about going back to replay everything on PC from the start again and start building another characters, you know. Here you have Legion. Very cool. So as you can see, there's so much stuff or so many things you can do. There's other characters also available. You have, of course, or not Drax. You got Tali, Sora. You got Dr. Liara. You got Garrus. And so yeah, you do definitely can build a little collection with all the Mass Effect characters. You also have the Elusive Man. This is a statue. This is by Bioware. This is not from Dark Horse. And to be honest with you, likeness is off on that one. But yeah, that's the way you want to represent, of course, him because of the way he is portrayed. Yeah. And then of course you got Dark Horse. I always like this, the Normandy replica, all of that. So yeah, that's cool. Definitely Dark Horse doing its thing. If you are into the PVC stuff, some stuff here is on pre-order. Hey, how you doing, Knight? How you doing, my friend? Thanks for stopping by as always. It's a pleasure to have you here. So yeah, you can come here, Dark Horse, doing its thing. Now, let me take you back to Sideshow Collectibles. And we're going to Sideshow because I want to talk about now MegaHouse. MegaHouse, a company, of course, produce a lot of Japanese figures, a lot of PVC stuff, but they have this new statues or things that I think they're super cool. And normally I don't talk much about them, but here you have Empress, Boa Hancock. Of course, if you are a One Piece fan, let me take you to MegaHouse. Some of the newest pre-orders that they have. Right there. Some of them we have covered in the past. We talk about Kaido. But we haven't talked about the most recent ones, which are these two right here. You have Whitebeard, Edward Newgate, and Empress for Hancock. Let me talk about Whitebeard. I think this is a great figure. It's $400. It's impressive as a PVC. It's not that huge. It's 11.8 inches tall, so it's not super huge. The guy is huge, you know that. But looking at this one, very impressive PVC material. But I like the pose. This is the way to represent this character. Very nicely detailed. MegaHouse does a really nice detail. Figures looks very impressive. The sculpt is impressive, and I think the price is you know, it's fair. $400. Some people would say for this it should be cheaper than that, and I would say yeah. Sometimes these figurines are very expensive for what they are. In my mind, they should be around $200 for this particular scale, $250. But of course, maybe I am biased about it. But here you can see anyway you can remove his, you know, coat. Is great. I think that's a coat. Very cool. The full pirate that once fought on even terms with the Pirate King. It's also said to currently be the closest to the One Piece treasure. The figure is based on a scene from the Battle of Marineford where Whitebeard went to Ace's rescue at the Marine headquarters to face the 7 warlords of the sea, filled with confidence and courage. Here, his eye-sharp, hard muscle, large body, and namesake beard have all been sculpted and painted with intricate detail. Together with the naginata he wields in hand, be sure to add this definitive figure, Whitebeard, to your anime collection. So it's here. Let's see this additional details. Of course, we have ABS, PBS, all the materials there. Very cool. Very cool figure that nonetheless, $400. Yeah, if you have the price, you've been building this One Piece collection, by all means, go for it. Now, the newest one is the Empress here. $315. It says the pirated Empress Boa Hancock returns in stunning form with the portrait of pirate One Piece, a maximum figure. Produced by MegaHouse, a collaboration with Alter, and sculpted by Hiroshi Inagaki. This beautiful, detailed, non-articulated PVC and ABS figure captures Hancock's elegance and commanding presence. Standing approximately 10.6 inches tall, this A maximum release is a must-have centerpiece for any One Piece fan collection. And here you can see beautiful figure, of course, in action, representing this beautiful pirate. Very nice detail. Very nice high detail. Very nice sculpt for sure. And they did a really nice job. The sculptor did a nice job to represent her as beautiful as she's always been. Definitely, this is a great addition. So yeah, this is what MegaHouse is doing. MegaHouse definitely, as a company, they continue to rock it. You can find this, if I'm not mistaken, also at Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see, MegaHouse. No, I think I did it in the wrong place. MegaHouse. And as you can see here, you can find so much stuff from MegaHouse. Of course, MegaHouse produces a lot of stuff. There's a lot of different figurines, statues. You know, they're well known in the industry. And you can say One Piece statues. Let's see if it comes out there. One Piece statues. And of course, you're gonna see so many different companies there. Of course, Bandai Spirits is there. So yeah, you can see there's so many things. These companies are just been doing amazing. And Bandai Spirits, most of the time they're portrayed as, I think it's Bandai Spirits, MegaHouse, all of that. Any case, MegaHouse, you can get those at Sideshow. And they really are impressive for sure. But look at this is the thing about, I would say, One Piece. You can find so much stuff there's so much that is available from One Piece. It's unreal. You're never gonna run out of anything from MegaHouse, from them. So it's great, from One Piece. Such a there's a big fan base out there. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. And I'm going to take you now to Spec Fiction. Finally, we're going to Spec Fiction, the first time of the night. But I want to take you to Spec Fiction so we can cover Pickstar Studio. Now, Pickstar Studio, we have covered them before. We talked about it, I think, last week. They have a collaboration, if I'm not mistaken, with another company. But I want to talk about Pickstar here because... if you are a Naruto fan, now we're going into another powerful, popular anime. We have Naruto Momochi Zabuza hitting in the Mist Technique Nova 1/6 scale statue. $299, I think it's a great price. It's a 1/6 scale. $200, yeah, why not? It's fully sculpted. It's resin statue. Looks really neat. The detail, as I talk about Pickstar sometimes doing huge bases, this time they went with a simple base. And I think it works. You should always kind of go for something like this. I think it's great. That's the reason why the price is more affordable, because it's not super huge. 43 centimeters in height. Of course, you're counting his hand, extended, high. But I think Pickstar did a really nice job with this statue. It's going to fit so well. And this is for the Naruto fan. You're a completionist. You need to have all the Naruto figures. Then definitely this is a great addition. And a 1/6 scale. So yeah, if you want to keep growing that collection, by all means. Now, this is going to release sometimes in the fourth quarter of this year. Edition size is to be disclosed. Nothing has been released yet. You can see it's Momochi Zabuza. It's made out of polyresin, polyurethane, ABS. So it has all the different elements. It's scale 1/6. So it's a mixed media piece from Pickstar Studio. They did a really nice job here. Now, the next company I want to talk about it here, also a Big Bad Toy Store. I want to talk about this European company. I think if I'm not mistaken, they're from Europe. That is Cartoon Kingdom. 1/6 scale also, but this is a Scooby-Doo 1/6 scale statue. $835, of course. So now the price went up. It's going to release sometime in the fourth quarter of this year, and the edition size also to be disclosed. Now, Cartoon Kingdom, it specializes in a lot of stuff from the cartoons era, classic cartoons from the 70s, 80s, so on and so on. And of course, Scooby-Doo is a classic. And here you can see right there with Shaggy. Love the detail of this. Even the force perspective. Sometimes I'm not a crazy fan of that force perspective statues. But here actually works. As you can see in the background, you can see the haunted house and the mystery machine, that the van looks great. And the moon, and you see the bats, the warning monster, or the hands coming from the ground. It's a very nice concept. And look at that perspective. It really, on different angles, looks great. From the back too, looks great. They really did a really nice job with those ghosts coming from the house, the haunted house. Very nice detail. Very cool perspective from the back. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. So, you can see it from different angles. You have different points of views, which is great. I like this one. And that is just, in some ways, it's the reason why it's priced so high, because of this reason, as you can see. Mr. Machine looks great there, and the little tiny little thing. It tells a story, and the whole house, the whole detail, the whole sculpt there. Cemetery in the background, the hands coming from the cemetery, zombie hands. Very, very cool, very nice detail. Again, beautiful, beautiful piece. Cartoon Kingdom, as I mentioned before, they specialize in a lot of this type of cartoons, you can see, but also they do some stuff like you can see this Captain Tsubasa, so they do Asian stuff. So more, I think they're based in Europe, but they may not be. They may be something, but they see they a lot of like Inspector Gadget. We talk about it. We talked about it before about the Popeye. They did this Naruto, but they also did this Lucky Luke, very popular. Who doesn't like Scooby? That's right. Who doesn't? I think if you're weird if you don't like Scooby Doo. And here you can see the Smurfs. That's another one. So this company is doing really cool stuff. This is on the wait list, I think. And it's always amazing. I like when companies do things that are different and really reminds me of my childhood. So this is a beautiful, pure representation of Scooby for sure. And Shaggy too. All right, so this is what Cartoon Kingdom did. All right, so now let me take you back to Sideshow. And we come into Sideshow because we're going to talk about the release that Sideshow did. Sideshow didn't do major releases, but it did this one right here, which is for those fans of the Mighty Nine. If you've been collecting all the stuff, that the Critical Role stuff, the collection they did, this is the newest character. Now, I haven't really kept with the Critical Role as much as I should. I have read some to certain of them, some of the comics, but not all of them. I don't keep up with the, with the podcast and so on and so on. But here you have Lucien, the Neosomnoven from it's a Mighty Nine statue, part of this Mighty Nine collection, because that's the second collection, second series on this collection they've been doing for Critical Role. This character definitely looks diabolic, is a devil for sure. But the level of detail is very well done. For sure. Look at the body type, the musculature, what he's holding in his hands. Very cool concept. That's all the character. I don't know if already on pre-order or is coming on pre-order. Really don't know much about it, but definitely for Critical Role fans, very, very cool. It's really crazy. I don't know the character, but it looks awesome. Yeah, it's a very awesome depiction for sure. Not my cup of tea, but I can give kudos to Sideshow for always coming out with some really cool ideas and concepts. The character definitely looks like it's mean and powerful. But yeah, definitely nice detail. This collection has been impressive. The whole Mighty Nine Critical Role has been intriguing to me. But here you can see other companions. Of course, we got the Vox Machina, which is the first series. The Mighty Nine is the second series. I haven't really read the Mighty Nine. I read the Vox Machina stuff. And of course, these are already back on pre-order, which was out of pre-order for a little bit. Now back on pre-order. So this is something that they kind of rehashing. But this is definitely a good one. I definitely love the Vox Machina collection. I love the Vox Machina TV show. And that art print right next to that statue, that should be the case. So when you look at, for example, when we look at here, Vox Machina, for example, this is the previous series. Here you can see all the different pieces. So Grok is coming. Vexalia is now on the wait list. I think Grok was already sold out, but I think Keyleth, which is I think is one of the most beautiful ones, also on the wait list, is coming back again at some point. It's Scanlan, the Pike, and you have others, Dottie from Vox Machina, all that on the limit. You have Tarian, you got Caduceus Clay. Some of this interesting. I think Vax was also on pre-order at some point. I don't know if it's longer in pre-order. That was Vox Machina stuff. Now, when we're looking at the Mighty Nine, which is the second series of this collection, here you can see others. You have, of course, Caleb, Widowcast, Fjord. We talked about the Fjord before. You got Jester. All this I've been doing so great. Not the Brave. They've been selling like hotcakes. Caduceus Clay, Jasha and Doreen, Molly Mach, Telif. And I think this is probably the first billing that they're releasing here. So they've been doing great. Again, some of them are making comeback. And they're going to probably be reissues. And that's what we did, of course, there. Let me see if I can do... They don't have Vax. I don't see Vax. But all this stuff from Critical Role. Let me try that. So, yep. Nothing else. I think that's everything that has been there. But as we can see again, Grog. This is definitely a second edition. These are not number, but they're doing it again. And I think that there's a difference in the color on this one in comparison to the first one. I think the first one maybe, I can see that the colors seem to be a bit different. There's something different about this one than the other one. I don't know if it's a new version or so. They did some changes. But in any case, yeah, so yeah, they're doing it because I remember this was reviewed back in 2022. Here you can see in this video. You're not gonna just do it that. Here you can see this was a reveal. I remember that this was revealed in Sideshow Con 2022. So it is the same version. The only difference is, I think, they might re-release this one. Yeah, because so Grok is fine. Okay. Or unless it's been on pre-order forever. I don't know. But yeah, that's just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Okay. So that's what Sideshow's doing this week. I don't know what's gonna be next week. But we'll find out then. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about a company that I have never really discussed, and this product is been on pre-order for a while, but finally it made it. I don't see it that is available at I think Spec Fiction may have it, but we're gonna look at it in a moment. It's Future Gadget Corporation. This company is an Italian company. They specialize in a lot of anime stuff. That's what they do. Here's Future Gadget Corporation. Now, they had on pre-order a Cobra. This is, of course, character from anime, manga. Very popular, of course. And they finally did this. And they've been doing other... They have a little bit of sexiness to this stuff. They have this Cowboy Bebop. Very nice figure right here. It's a French company, actually. Beautiful stuff. There's always this with beautiful females next to. They turn their unchallengeable. Very but this Cobra the Legend, the space pirate, this is the stuff that they now have on pre-order. They also have this one. They have so many great figures here, but let me see if we can get this one right here. All right, so we have two different versions actually of this Cobra, which actually is a killer piece. Looks amazing. You talking about that this one is gonna be around. Let me see if we can take you to Spec Fiction. I think they also have it at some point. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. They may not have it. No, they don't. It's not here. So, okay, so if I go to Facebook, man, I hate this thing. Are you for real? All right, so here is a pre-order. It's gonna be around dollars. It's gonna be like $900 or so. Like that's the pre-order 85. What it shows right there. And there is two different versions here. If you come to this, you get the spacesuit version, which is this one. With this, of course, his motorcycle, his smoking that, the smoking hot girl, the Jane Royal. Jane Royal is right next to him. Very cool looking. This was on pre-order for a while. This has been forever being hinted. Ever. I think a couple of years I've seen it being hinted, and finally it's on pre-order. And they have it on stock. I think what happened is this, that I think people were pre-ordering for a while, so now they do have some available. So this is the time if you want to miss, because there's very limited numbers. Now, Jane Royal, the bounty hunter, as you can see, very hot for sure, very hot figure. It's a 1/4 scale. This is a quarter scale statue, so it's a huge scale statue, and it looks amazing. Dimensions, quarter scale there. Production run 149 to max, 249 units worldwide number. Very, very, very beautiful. Here are a lot of the pictures for this particular version. Maybe we can look at the pictures here. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful collection. Nice detail in that motorcycle. Beautiful detail there. This is gonna be a grail piece for sure. I'm telling you, people are gonna be super happy with this one, and the numbers are so limited. Beautiful statue. Even the gauges in the motorcycle are well detailed there. Dimensions are gonna be 44.5 centimeters tall. This is the other version. There is one version which is pretty much in a very skimpy suit. You're gonna see it in a moment, because this is the, of course, dressed this way. We already saw it. Very cool. However, there's the bikinis version, which is this one right here. Around the same price too. It's gonna be around the same, but this one, of course, Jane Royal is gonna have a more skimpy outfit. That's for sure. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot more revealing per se. But if I'm coming to Facebook, let me go to just to go there for the company, Future Gadget Corporation. Again, they concentrate on Japanese anime and all that. This are the different versions here, just to give you an idea of what they're selling. Yeah, they direct you there to the website. And there's an early bird price special if you order before June 30th. Here you can see prices for our Space Pirate card figures are now open to the site. 4 products in total are offered. Cobra and Jane Royal Space Bikini version, ultra limited to 99 pieces worldwide. Then you get the Cobra and Jane Royal Space Steel Suit version, limited to 149 pieces, sendable to up to maximum to 49 worldwide. So the minimum is going to be 149. Depending on how many pre-orders, the total they're going to do, the max is 249. Jane Royal Space Bikini to conversion to complete your Cobra figurine space suit version, limited to 30 pieces worldwide. So it's going to be separate, I guess. Euro space suit version to complete your Cobra figurine space bikini version. Or in other words, they already had previously then the Cobra figurine. Now they're completing it. So okay, so that, I see what I mean. Despite its size and the number of parts, Cobra Jane motorcycle, we have done our best to keep our exceptional price for a piece of this category and these dimensions. Those who have the chance to see this marvel with their own eyes know that it's an exceptional piece, unique in the world, intended for true Cobra fans. Thank you for the loyalty to Cobra. Here you can see, this is the other version. As you can see, very hot and sexy for sure. And definitely, this is a good company. This is definitely an interesting company. And I would say pay attention to what this company is doing. It's a small company still, but I think they're doing a fantastic work. And they're doing other things also. Very interesting concepts. And coming up with some really amazing looking stuff. And I highly, highly recommend to keep an eye on them. Again, it's Future Gadget Corporation. They're definitely getting better and better at the stuff they're doing. They have a very unique style, and they don't play, particularly with these dioramas where they have different characters. They definitely bring the sexiness of the anime to it. It's great. Here's a video to show you. It's a reel. Gonna try to lower the music if possible. Oh, right there. This gives you an idea. It looks amazing. Look at the detail in this video. That motorcycle itself is an excellent, excellent piece. Gorgeous depiction of this statue. Really, really well done. Very, very well done. So yeah, I'd say keep an eye on them. Definitely, they're doing really cool stuff. Definitely doing really, really amazing stuff here. Oh, here are some imagery of that. Some people there. Very, very, very cool. All right, so this is what I want to show you about this company. Now, I want to take you now. We're going to go now to Prime1 Studio. And the reason why we come to Prime1 Studio, we're going to talk about Morrigan, but before we talk about Morrigan, I want to talk about something. I want to talk about bad news, of course. So let's just get into the bad news first. Unfortunately, that's what it is. So Prime1 Studio, Prime1 Studio did a cancellation today. This week, I'm sorry. Which is super, super sad. Now, pre-order starts April 15. We're going to see this crazy Megan on pre-order. But before we get into that, I want to see if we can look about the cancellation. If we can, of course, if it's available. I got the email. I saw the email that they would send out. Maybe right here. Man, it's not coming out. Prime1 Studio cancellation. I should have get the notes and know exactly before I got there. I know. Right here, 3 days ago, find the project cancellation Prime1 Studio. This is at the website. This is at April 10. Definitely another bad news here, right here. Dear collectors, fans, and enthusiasts, we regret to inform you of the cancellation of the following projects: Premium Masterline The Voice Homelander and Premium Masterline The Voice William Billy Butcher. Unfortunately, due to the continually increasing cost of production combined with the insufficient amount of demand and interest, we have made the difficult decision to cease production and development for this project. It goes without saying that we are deeply saddened by this announcement and for disappointing those who were excited to display this piece in their collection. With this news, we will issue refunds for the deposits you pay for this order, as well as any reward point applied to this order payment. From all of us at Prime1 Studio, we are deeply sorry for this news and for any inconvenience we may have caused you. Should you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at any time. You can find more information on our past canceled projects here. Kind regards. So, of course, you know, added to the list of cancellations, there's all the stuff that has been canceled in the past. This is a list of every cancellation they have done since the beginning. A lot of them are, of course, people really suffer from it, but this is a list of what they have done. As you can see, now is the new list. Blue Beetle was canceled. John Constantine was a big one that a lot of people hated. Jin Sakai, Jin Sakai was canceled. The Museum Masterline Devil May Cry Dante. Also, different versions of Dante. The Suicide Squad Bloodsport was canceled. Optimus Prime from and Megatron from War for Cybertron were canceled. So yeah, they have suffered. Tekken products were canceled. Unfortunately, you know, this is what happens. Sometimes there's no demand. Of course, things are becoming harder and harder. The production cost continues to rise. Those were really nice, to be honest with you. The idea of them having them was nice. But unfortunately, there was, you know, not the demand that was necessary for it. If we come to YouTube, just to give you an idea of those, if you say, well I don't never saw them, Prime1 Studio, The Boys. Let's see if we can see it. Of course, this was the video where they were showcased. There was a collaboration they were having with Blissway, and it's sad. You know, it is the reality of the things that we're seeing nowadays, more and more. There's a lot of people involved in the production. Of course, Blissway was involved, and you know, I think The Boys is an interesting TV show, has a lot of fans, but how many of those fans are able to afford this type of collectible at this quality? That is the thing. Perhaps not many, and not everyone feels that it's intrigued or interested, and which is surprising because, you know, the popularity of the TV show. And Blissway does an amazing work, so it's sad to see the home, of course, this piece being now. Even the bass, I love the bass and the switch out parts. They did a fantastic job in recreating this, his portrait, his attitude, and everything in this character. Billy the Butcher, Butcher looks great too. And being canceled finally, it's just sad, you know. It's another project that goes. You never know, in the future might be redone, but it depends on how popular the show is. Maybe the wait, the time, of course, all the projects Prime1 does. Prime1 does so many projects, so at some point people just lose interest. They move to the next thing. But it's unfortunate because these pieces were amazing. Now I know that these prototypes are going to be super high sold out. Those prototypes are going to be like super expensive grail pieces. But yeah, that's what happened now with this piece. It's unfortunate. So it's sad to hear, but that is the reality of things. Now, the next thing I want to cover now, moving on from sad things, going into perhaps happier things. We're going to look at the products that they went on pre-order now. And of course, again, just because they were on pre-order doesn't mean that they will be produced. All depends on the demand. Dizzy. If you're a fan of, in this case, Guilty Gear, this is based on the Guilty Gear XRD RB REB2, Rev 2. I love Guilty Gear, fan of the fighting game franchise, always love it. This is the bonus version. It's going to be $1,200 for this version. Here you can see the video. This is from the most recent showcase. I think it looks fantastic. Very nice depiction of Dizzy, a character that has been back to back always popular in the game. A lot of detail, and I think they did a really nice job in representing her. It's a very cool concept the way they did it. They did a really fantastic job. If you look at the pictures, look at the detail, the base. It's an impressive piece with a lot of detail for sure. A lot of parts that can also be breakable, which not necessarily a fun thing. In the bonus version, trying to remember exactly what the bonus here. The feature message, let's see. Specifications: Guilty Gear team base and one less rock logo stand. Okay, so it has a stand logo. That is the bonus that you get with this. But nice detail for sure. Looking at my, hopefully you're listening to me, but yeah, look at the detail. Definitely very, I like the type of resin they use here. Translucent, looks really cool, neat. And that's the bonus part that you get, of course. It's a companion proximity piece that goes with it. Cool. Very nice detail for this piece. Definitely beautiful. For fans of this franchise, definitely that it's a very, very cool thing. Definitely Guilty Gear. And when you look at Guilty Gear products so far, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first one in the line. And hopefully this is the beginning of a relationship. I would like to see more characters in this collection. You know, they have a lot of great characters. So we'll see how, hopefully this is popular and picks up. And I'm sure they will be more popular than, particularly in Asia, a big population, Japan. So that I think those are more popular than the boys for sure. But yeah, it's cool. Now the big one for me, the big one I think that Prime1 did is this. It was a surprise, a beautiful representation of this character recently. Is this Morrigan statue? This is part of this is an edition of 400 pieces, very limited number. It's going to be $1,100. I think is, you know, now going into this new thing that they're doing with the ultra realistic take of things. The scale for this is a quarter scale, but this Morrigan looks amazing in my opinion. This is part of what's called now the Real Elite Master line, which is becoming the more, and I'm surprised at the price that they have. You know, I think it's a fantastic price. When you come to think of it, you know, like when you're really selling Real Elite stuff, you're thinking of, oh, they're gonna sell it for $2,000. They actually were more, they were a bit more conservative in the price point. And this is the other companion, Lilith, that is gonna be, I guess, it's gonna go on pre-order at some point too. I don't think it's gone on pre-order yet, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. We'll find out in a moment. But this is definitely companion, also showcased there. And these are the two pieces that were showcased. I think Morrigan is going to be the first one. And they're going to gauge the man, I guess, from her to do Lilith. But here, when you look at the piece, I love it. Of course, it's been another Morrigan statue. Beautiful Morrigan statues. A lot of companies have done it. Great companies. In my opinion, this is up there. The portrait is super, super beautiful. And it's going to have as a bonus, also what they're doing here, the proximity piece with the title, the name of Morrigan. Cool. Not necessary in my opinion. But look at the detail, the throne that she's at standing on. It's a lot of piece, a big, huge piece, which I'm surprised with the lower the detail that they decided to go for that price. The level of sculpting on this one, it's amazing. The detail here on her face, her eyes are amazing. Beautiful, beautiful statue for sure. The paint job is excellent. The details are excellent. This is definitely a beautiful piece. I like this more than Dizzy for sure. And those eyes are so bright green, almost translucent. And that portrait, make no mistake, she looks like an angel, but she's not an angel. And here you can see the level, the translucent, the wings are very beautiful. Of course, the detail in the background is a victim there, now is in a form of a stone. Like the detail in the paint job. Look at her skin, looks so natural. Very, very natural. You know, I would tell you this. You know, if the final product comes out this way, it would be impressive. But that can show you the level of detail. Beautiful piece for sure, Knight. It's the level of detail that they are coming up nowadays, that with this new style, if this is gonna be the new standard for those statues, definitely Prime1 Studio is up there. Beautiful piece, beautiful detail, and the pictures showcase that. Is this the best Morrigan ever? That's gonna be hard to be. I think it's up there. It's one top 3. And there's been plenty Morrigans out there, but definitely this could be, it's coming to a point that I'm starting thinking this is probably the best. But definitely there's been a lot of Morrigan statues that have been amazing. But this is definitely up there. We'll see what happens, you know, like when you're looking at Morrigan statues, for example, just to give you an idea. All the different Morrigan statues, they've been of all different price points. Of course, not a one. Darkstalker's Morrigan. You have this one, of course, from this one was great. This one was from First for Figures. It's in a PVC statue, and they also have the original. They know the PVC, but also they got the resin statue. That was great. They had this one from who did this one? I try to remember. This was also beautiful. By Tri-Eagle Studio. Beautiful piece. Beautiful piece. And it's available. It's available to ship. Beautiful statue. The body, the sculpt is amazing on this one for sure. What others we seen? Man, I'm telling you, it's hard to keep up with all the statues that have been produced. HMO did an amazing one. HMO probably did one of the most beautiful ones. Here you can see handmade objects. That is such a beautiful, beautiful Morrigan statue. Beautiful. It comes with a beautiful art print, but that is beautiful too. Then you also have this. What is this? This other piece. This is a combination with Lilith. This is from Dream Figures. So I don't know, I'm telling you, if you start looking and go down on the list, you're gonna find that there's been so many different Morrigans, and I would say that HMO, that handmade objects, is still up there in quality. It's still one of the best in my opinion. Would this be better? I think those two are competing. We'll see what the final product comes out, but there's so many other statues that escape my mind right now. There's so many different variants. Look at this one right here. There's so many different. Look at that. The portrait too is different. There's different styles, as you can see, different variations of Morrigan. But I think Morrigan has always had the beautiful representations. Artists doing really amazing work. This is definitely taking it to a new level. I think companies are taking Morrigan to a definitely new level. This is the classic pop culture shock. That, of course, this is no longer on the standard of today, but this was from years ago. I remember pop culture shock did this one, and it was popular for a long time. There was, I think, different variations of that. That is definitely no longer. When you look at the stuff that big companies are doing, definitely they're doing really interesting, amazing work. And there's not everything, not all the Morrigans out there. There's also a lot of custom Morrigans, but yeah, definitely it's cool. Beautiful piece, no doubt. The one that now they're showcasing. All right, so we're moving on. We're moving to the last thing of the night, and I want to go to spec fiction for that purpose. We come into spec fiction so I can talk about this Joker Prestige series from Legendary V Studios. This is a 1/3 scale statue. Here you can see the two different versions also of Morrigan available here. But we're going to talk about now this pieces, because people are been really excited for this one. They're sold out on the directly from Legendary Studios, so you got to go through other retailers. There's 4 different versions, only with the Joker. So we're gonna start with the different versions. We're gonna start with the Premier Joker Purple Premier version, which is just the Joker, not Harley Quinn. This is $1,500 for this one. Gonna release sometime in 2026. So it definitely does have that, you know, with the hat. It does have different variations of the Joker, different styles. You can see all the different hats from inspire on the Arkham Asylum, inspire on, you know, the classic TV show from the 60s, you know, different variations of, you know, the pre-order bonus. You get that one right there, that portrait. It's cool with the mask, you know, the Joker, the skin of the Joker, things like that. It's just really a nice piece. Very nice detail. This company is really doing so many great things. It also a reversible vase, so you can do different style of the vase from Arkham Asylum. And the Premier Edition Purple variant comes with so many different parts. And it's like having different statues in one. And that's something that they definitely do. Weapons and everything. From different eras, different comics. Top view, reversible view. You can use the background with the bad, you know, the classic laugh of the Joker. The Killing Joke, you know, laugh. And there's definitely this form for the Killing Joke, of the Dead in the Family, things like that, you know, because he's having the crossbar and the camera, of course, from the Killing Joke. So yeah, they're going for everything. And here you can see this, of course, based on the art of when he removed his skin, all that stuff, based on the art of Capullo. Different era. This is more closer to like Cesar Romero. Additional accessory, Joker crowbar. You get a barrel revolver. You get also this AK-47. So yeah, this is what you get with this. So yeah, you get a lot of stuff for this version here, for sure. This is just the purple version. But let's say that you don't want classic purple version, that you want a black version. You know, you want that. They have this one. This is the black Premier version, 1530. This one also comes with some different things, as you can see. You know, his cane, the laugh in the background, the same thing with the base, different portraits, all the different portraits, and all the different accessories also. But the difference with this one, of course, is all in black. So if you want more of a black, and these gloves too, that is cool. And definitely I like the baton on the top of the cane. Very cool. They definitely, this is what they do, you know, they put a lot of things, they mix match a lot of things, they bring a lot of things, different things. You get the Joker card, so you get a lot of things to kind of complete the set, make it more complete. Okay, so you already have this, of course, but let's say you want the ultimate thing. Then, of course, you're gonna go for the variation of the version that has everything, and then you get with the ultimate version, which is over $2,000, and this is the one with Harley Quinn. And as a bonus pre-order, if you do this now, she gets also her hammer, her mace, and also a different portrait with a different expression of Harley Quinn, which I think is great. Now, looking at the pictures, beautiful with Harley Quinn, I think is great. Very nice. We have seen the videos of this one. You get all these bonus versions. You get everything you get with the other one as well. The car, you get everything. The half mask of in this case of Batman. You get everything. And the weapons, of course, they colored this one because, you know, they don't want to showcase it. But you can come up with so many different things. You can change parts. They cover, of course, they don't want to show the weapons because of DC. Now, Warner Brothers' reluctance to show weapons and stuff. And this character, which is weird. You know, we know the Joker is a psychopath, so what, you know, I don't understand what DC does that, but whatever. But here you get everything else. You get also the camera, very cool, all fully sculpted, as I can see here everywhere. It looks amazing. You can do a lot of things with this piece, a lot of great detail for sure. You get additional accessory, Harley Quinn baseball bat, of course, or you can get the bomb in hand, whatever you choose. So everything that comes with it, beautiful collect. I think this is the ultimate version. This is the one that people are gonna go for the most. I think having Harley, it's a must. It would be great if you could remove Harley. I think Harley could be removable. I'm not so sure about that. I don't think it is. But I think ultimately this is what you want to represent. The Joker has everything in his hands. Now this is the black version, the ultimate black version. Price on this one, same as the other one. But here, you get the same pre-order bonuses, the same things, but the only difference is the colors, of course. On this case, on the Joker, you know, he's going for black. But everything is pretty much the same. Cool portraits. I would say that I'm a big fan of some of the portraits, even Harley. He has a little bit more of an Asian vibe, in my opinion, which is nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes the artists also, it's easier for them to portray themselves when they do something. It's a more rounder face, but still is beautiful, I guess. You know, there's a lot of things, and this is definitely an ultimate version of the Joker. And if you had to ask me, I personally like the purple version more than the black version. The black version still looks good. It gives a lot more contrast, more sinister in some way. But I definitely like the purple. I find the purple to be a more natural, you know, their classic outfit, and I would say that would be the one. All right, so guys, now really, definitely I like this piece. Again, I think Legendary AV Studios has been doing amazing this year, and I don't know what else they're gonna do, but definitely they continue to impress. All right, guys, really now, moving away from it, really coming to the end of the video. Let me drink some water here. Everyone, thank you for stopping by here. All right, coming to the end of the video, I wanna say to all of you, thank you very, very much. Thank you everyone that has taken time to stop by. Daniel, thank you for your comments. Bear with me. Once Cat Vane goes on pre-order, I will cover it. When we have the pictures and everything, then we can discuss it more in detail. Definitely one of the highlights for me of Sideshow last year. I think when they presented for the first time, Sideshow was last year when they did it. Definitely one of the highlights for me. I think. Looking forward to see it now on pre-order, and I'm sure it is gonna go on pre-order. It's coming next week or so. But Night, thank you also for stopping by. But everyone, thank you very much. Definitely, we covered a lot of things. We talk about tariffs. I know some people don't want to hear it. I'm okay with that. I respect that. But you know, it has to be said. You know, there are things that we need to say. You know, as collectors that are affecting us. The Kickstarter with Transformers, I think, beautiful. I recommend it. Definitely I love that, you know, even that Mach 5 Speed Racer Mach 5 look amazing. Price expensive, but it looks amazing. We talk about core action figures, talk about statues. Definitely there's a lot of things to cover. It's exciting to see what companies are doing. Of course, we're living in a very difficult time, scary times. Are we going to see the same input? I know a lot of companies are holding back production, and that is not good news. But in some way, we can see it from another perspective. It also gives us time to kind of recoup and recover some. But what is the future of this company? Because ultimately, these companies need to continue in business, so they need to keep producing stuff. They cannot just simply hold still and limbo, waiting for an answer. They need to have an answer because they are in the business of producing stuff constantly to survive. So if they don't survive, then we don't get those collectibles. And as you can see, companies have come a long way producing amazing stuff that we see. Companies, as we saw that Cobra statue, amazing company, you know, doing amazing. It's a beautiful depiction. That Prime1 Studio ultimately had to cancel things because there's no demand. So there are a lot of things there, but they're doing amazing stuff. That Morrigan, hopefully that goes on production. Also for DC, hopefully opens the door for more stuff for that, you know, for the Guilty Gear collection. Only time can tell. But yeah, right now we are in that limbo. Hopefully things can improve. So my friends, I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time. I hope you have a fantastic Holy Week. Starting today, of course, today is Palm Sunday, and we're gonna have the Holy Week, and of course Good Friday coming. I'm not going to produce any videos this week. I will come back. As you can see now, I'm settled, but there are a lot of things. This week is gonna be really busy with the family. There are a lot of things that we gotta do the weekend. But I'm really foreseeing that now May is gonna be really the start again, the cranking up of videos again. And really editing a lot of video content that I produce. Some stuff has been sitting on my computer for years now. I need to finish completely, but I also start cranking up things and new stuff and talking about the things. And, I really want to go back to comic book reviews. I want to do more, and that's where we're going. And I'm really looking forward for the time. But thank you for really supporting my channel through the ups and downs. It's always been a pleasure, and this is my space, but I enjoy having the opportunity of talking to you every single time. So my friends, God bless you. Take care. Don't forget, tomorrow we'll have, of course, the timestamps in this video. Everything will be prepared. If you want to come back and watch some aspects, if you don't watch the whole thing and you don't have time for that, tomorrow might be a better day. So my friends, thank you. God bless you. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.